to you live from the frigid armpit of America. This is the Drunken Peasants podcast with Ben and TJ, bringing you opinions of the news from an altered perspective.
Say, man, you got a joint? No, not on me, man. It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
And now, here are your hosts, Ben and TJ. Welcome to the Drunken Peasants podcast. I'm Ben. I'm here with TJ and Scotty.
Satan. My new name is Satan.
Isn't that your old name?
Scotty, you Satan.
Your new name is Scoopy.
Goopy.
Scoopy.
Yeah,
Scoopy.
I've been seeing a lot of Scoopy comments in the comments section of a lot of the recent videos.
Scoopy.
TJ took his best shot. That's all I could do.
Hit me with your best shot.
What do you expect, though, after the pummeling he got from Gman?
Yeah, Gman.
Gman.
Gman destroyed you, TJ. I think it's time for you to retire from YouTube.
I was planning on it.
Yeah.
I was like, after Gman defeated me so handily, I was just...
TJ...
I cried.
TJ is coming back, though, with something to
I
Gman.
I lost faith in my atheism.
But TJ, I think you're going to do something for extra special for Gman, aren't you?
Yeah.
So stay tuned to the Amazing Atheist channel for that.
No, don't.
Okay, don't listen to this idiot.
Don't watch my channel. It's horrible. It's all bad.
It's all bad. It's all shit.
Well,
I lost it.
You've got nothing to offer anyone.
Yeah, I can't even beat G-Man, because he beat me. I think anyone who watches that debate can definitively say...
God don't exist.
Yeah.
Prove it.
I can't. You win.
That's right, bitch.
You win, G-Man.
G-Man.
G-Man and the Masters of the Universe.
He is the master of the universe. He's just fundamentally better than us.
And unfortunately he likes the Saints, which kind of sucks, even though he doesn't appear to be living in New Orleans. Maybe he's from New Orleans, which kind of sucks.
No. Everyone's dead.
Everyone's dead.
Especially this guy in this first story.
Yeah.
He's dead.
He unfortunately is actually dead. Yes.
The Albuquerque Police Department gunned down a homeless man. After he was agreeing to surrender, they decided to shoot him with some beanbag guns and a flashbang. And then they gunned him down. There's like 6 of them. So this pissed off a lot of people out there. So this is the story and how it all started. Oh, by the way, TJ, they're already calling you the amazing racist.
Good. Finally.
The amazing racist.
The amazing Coat.
You can count on.
You can count on Coat.
Two homeless living in our back area. We're next to the Sandia Mountains. They've been out there for a month. I had a call, I think it was 3 weeks ago, because they had a verbal altercation out there.
For the first time, the call that led police to where James Boyd was living. Boyd was shot and killed by police earlier this week, and tonight, a look at what happened from the officer's perspective, as well as more about who Boyd was. Now, this is video from an officer's helmet camera. As the suspect agrees to surrender, police move in and shoot Boyd several times with assault rifles. The news reporter
typical
begins
MO.
our team coverage by taking us through that footage.
Suspect James Boyd.
He was probably a
agrees to end
terrorist.
a 3-hour standoff.
He has a beard.
That's what I was saying earlier. This looks like something out of Afghanistan. You know, they're in Albuquerque, but it's a mountainous desert region, and there's a bunch of guys holding M16s at a guy with a long beard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And walk down the hill. First, he wants to make sure police will keep their word.
Don't change up your agreement. I'm going to try to walk with you. All right. Lawful. Don't try to harm me. Keep your word. I can keep you safe.
Boyd's hands are empty. He puts on his backpack, reaches down to pick up a thermos, puts it in his right hand,
Probably
and
a
grabs
bomb.
a blue bag in his left hand.
Bombs.
Just as he takes his first step to walk
Bags
down.
filled with bombs.
Officers set off a flashbang, filling the area with smoke to distract Boyd as a canine rushes him. The question
Why?
police refuse to answer is why they fired the flashbang.
Oh, okay.
when Boyd had all of his belongings
So they won't answer.
and started walking down the hill.
Why did we do that? None of your damn business. What do you think? We got civilian oversight or something? We got all the guns. You can't tell us what to do.
Exactly.
So basically, they waste this dude for no good reason, as typical MO.
Yeah.
Batman.
And stupid ass Google Hangouts.
All right, we're back on.
We are back.
Hopefully that won't happen again, but we do have a policy where if it happens too many times, we're just going to open a hangout and go there. So we'll let you know if we come to that decision, but I think right now we're
If
okay.
it does fail, it's Canada's fault.
Blame Canada. Blame Canada. Because our country's gonna ride tomorrow night. Those freaks will fry. Okay.
Exactly.
Instead, police took action.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground!
Get on terrorists!
Is it just like was it Saturday the last time we tried this and it failed miserably?
Yeah.
I think so.
All right, we're back.
Our Saturday shows are cursed.
Yeah, apparently so.
Or every other show is
Gman
cursed.
cursed
or
us.
Yeah.
He was the god curse on us.
G-Man with the satanic altar in his basement put a curse on us.
Fucking
He
Gman.
put that bad gree on us.
Yeah.
Gman,
All right.
why are you doing this?
So we're going to try again. Here we go.
If this doesn't work, we're just well. I mean, if we drop too many more times, we're just gonna move it to the hangout. So
Yeah.
be prepared to change locations if need be.
All right.
I'm talking to the people, the folk.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground now!
Die, terrorists!
Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Don't make noise! Put up!
Do I believe it was a justified
That's when they killed him.
shooting? Yes. If you follow case law, Garner versus Tennessee, there was a direct
Wow.
threat to an
Oh,
officer.
well, if you follow the
APD
law,
says in the
da da
seconds
da.
after the flashbang, 2 tasers were fired before bullets were shot. The officer behind the canine handler with an assault rifle fires first at close range. Then the assault rifle closest to the camera fires more bullets.
It was when the canine officer was down directing the canine dog.
So they fired.
I like how he says the canine
So
dog.
they fired probably like it sounds like they're pretty much just rapid firing on him. They probably shot him at least like 6 or 7 times with like 5.56 NATO rounds, and now he's. I mean, assuredly he's dead at that point.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it a warning shot.
Yeah, it wasn't like, hey, buddy, you better cooperate. It was like, all right, if you showed the least bit of resistance, even though you were coming along quietly.
Yeah.
And we were the ones that became aggressors at that point. But, somehow it was still your fault, and you deserve to die.
Yeah, and this isn't the first time that the Albuquerque Police Department has been under fire for doing something like this.
They're under fire. Seems like this guy is under fire.
Well, yeah, it's a literal versus a metaphorical difference, I guess.
Nope.
Suspect pulled out the 2 knives and directed a threat.
2 knives.
The canine officer.
Yeah,
who
they had
knives.
They had
He was
M16s.
handling
2 knives versus what, like 5 M16s and a dog?
Yeah, it's not even a contest. Like, why would anyone be scared at that point? It's like it's literally just some crazy homeless dude.
I mean, like, I understand, like, if he fucking, like, charged at them with the knives or something. But, I mean, I don't understand why they did their little flash bang, like, let's try to fucking...
He's obviously just scared because they went back what they said they were going to do. They're like, come on down. He's like, okay, I'm going to walk down. I don't want anyone to get hurt. And then they shoot a flashbang at him and send the dog after him. It's like, well, what? They just went back on what they said.
Yeah. So that's
It's because they want the citizens to trust them, you know?
yeah.
People, all cops are like,
Yeah.
why don't people trust the police? It's like, well, here you go.
That's
Yeah.
bullshit.
Here's why.
The police all have quotas, and they basically they have these over basically these huge like pork filled budgets, and it's like, well, shit, we have to keep using this equipment, so they send police like SWAT teams out to call us for shit like this. We're like, hey, there's some dude sleeping in a fucking gutter. Let's go fucking send the SWAT
Yeah.
team out and 12 dudes and point guns at him and fucking be like, you better get on the ground or we're gonna fucking kill you. Which we increasingly see they're just killing people left and right.
And mostly, a lot of times, the homeless people are mentally ill.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
you can't expect them to react in a way that could be helpful when the police are pointing guns at them.
Not at all.
And having dogs attack them.
Why does it take 6 cops with? I mean, like,
With
if you
assault rifles.
like the cop does show up, it's like one fat jovial cop. She's like, "Come on, Hank."
Yeah.
Puts a hand on your shoulder, like, "You know, you acting a fool." They didn't use that as terminology, but you know, I mean, that's like the attitude.
Yeah.
And now it's like you stole a candy bar. Send out the drone. Candy bar thief located.
Firing Hellfire missiles.
Watch that.
Yeah.
You'll never steal another candy bar again. You took out a city block. Well, they were probably thieves too.
They should have thought about that before hanging out a known candy bar thief.
America.
Yeah, and
fuck yeah.
they are going to say stuff about this guy where he had a history of.
I don't give a shit what his history is.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It's not
It's
even relevant.
irrelevant.
It's totally irrelevant. I don't care if he fucking. I don't care what. Like, if he has like the most long storied history possible, you can clearly see that in this particular situation, his history was not a fucking factor.
No, they just wanted to kill him.
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't look like they had any intention.
They had no
of
reason
negotiating.
to kill him.
No, he was I know exactly where this is. This is like the foothills near the mountain. Albuquerque's right on the side of a mountain, and there's just this big, vast area of foothills, and there are houses back there where some of the more wealthy people live. There's big houses back there, but for the most part, it's just, desert. And this guy was sleeping there. There's a lot of homeless people out there, and a lot of them sleep down in the woods down near the river and stuff like that, and there's really nothing they can really do about it. Apparently, what they are doing about it is killing them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not really harming anyone that much where it's that big of a problem where they need to go out there with like assault rifles and kill people. I just don't see the justification.
There's homeless people sleeping on land no one else is using. Kill them.
Yeah.
Kill them all.
It's like, who fucking cares? Let them sleep there.
They
at
are
the most, it should be like, you have to leave.
A plague upon society.
And took his first step to come down the hill. He's shot and lying on the ground.
Yeah, so right here, this was after they shot him. They didn't actually show the part where they shot him.
Yeah, they have numerous weapons trained on him, and now he's already been shot. And they're like, put your hands out.
Yeah.
He's not a threat anymore. You just shot him with fucking...
He's dying.
Yeah, he's dying, basically. He's bleeding out.
Put his hands up. He moans.
Surprised they're not still telling him, get on the ground.
Saying, please don't hurt me anymore. And tells officers he can't move.
Duh.
Reporting in Albuquerque, Regina Reese, Action
Yeah, his
7
body's
News.
in shock and he's dying. Yeah.
Yeah.
What a fucking joke.
So a lot of people got pissed off and took to the streets in Albuquerque because of this. And that's what the next part of the story covers. And I don't want to jinx anything, but I think we're pretty good right now. Things seem to be moving along pretty well.
Well, now it's going to crash.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Yep.
Shouldn't have said that, Ben.
Here's what we've learned about the officers who fired the shots. They are on leave tonight.
They're
Dominic
on paid
Perez is
leave.
a Marine who received a Purple Heart for his service in Iraq. He's been with APD for 8 years.
Okay, so this guy actually was in Iraq before.
Fuck
That's quite common.
He probably had a flashback.
Yeah. After the flash bang went off, he had a flashback.
You laugh, but it's like muscle memory. It really is. It's drilled into these guys for years, especially
I'm in the
being a
desert.
veteran.
I'm
Yeah.
facing a bearded guy.
Yeah.
While also being paid by the state to take those classes. The DA
What a
never
joke.
That's awesome.
He was
And
This
teaching
guy
the
does not need to be a
Key
fucking
member of
cop.
the
Give me a
He's
break.
like-
Now
He's getting paid to teach and be in the class.
So he gets credit and he gets paid?
Yes.
He gets paid for both. They paid him
And he was
to teach
assigned
it,
to a vice
and they
unit.
paid him to, yeah.
What does this show you? It shows you the people that are the police, like, there's guys still on the police force that tried to, basically not even tried, but actually successfully defrauded the state police, and they're like, what do? They hire him in Albuquerque to be on the police force there. What a joke.
Well, they found out that out there, you can fuck women on the hoods of cars and be in your uniform and still get away with it.
They saw a bad lieutenant, and they're like, that's
my life.
my aspiration. That's what I want to do.
a detective with APD's Repeat Offender Project who deals with
That
the
actually
most
is how it is in New
dangerous
Orleans, though.
offenders. APD isn't sure when the two will go back to work.
Never.
We now know more about the man who was
This is-
shot and killed.
it
He
cuts
was
off here.
38-year-old James Boyd, a
Anyway,
man with a
the-
very long criminal history
He had a long
that
criminal
included
history.
fighting with police and strangers, using knives, his
He looks
fists,
like a,
and box
drummer.
cutters. Target 7's Nancy
Like a drummer.
protesters
Yeah.
marched
All right, so here's the thing about the protesters.
Okay.
Marched to APD headquarters downtown saying they want justice for James Boyd.
The mentally ill homeless man was shot and killed by APD officers a little more than a week ago after a standoff in the foothills. Police say he threatened officers with knives.
But many of the protesters tonight
After they
said there
attacked
was
him.
no reason to kill him. Erica Zuko was there.
Erica, you saw a large, loud, and diverse crowd.
Yeah, Tom and Danielle, there were activists, politicians, families with young children.
I think they were pretty much
and
all
college
activists.
students. They
I mean, that isn't.
Yeah,
that's activism.
Was there a few guys like, "Where's the donuts at the end of this" or something?
Yeah.
Like, why are we here? You know?
Is there punch and pie?
It was weird at the picture they would be punching pie. Well, there isn't any. Oh, all right then.
the steps at APD headquarters and filled an entire city block. And that march was loud but peaceful. No big issues happening here that involved police.
It'd be pretty stupid if the cops actually did.
Yeah, if they would have just like
let's go in there and break heads,
spraying bullets into the crowd and shit like that.
Disperse.
Yeah.
Cops are supposed to save people, not kill them.
Yep.
That's a good sign. And it looks like it's written in blood, so.
I think that's on purpose.
That's a nice touch. Yeah, I mean, I know. Oops. Damn it.
You dropped your e-cig.
Stop the show. I gotta get my e-cig
marched
back.
in anger.
The show must go on.
Damn you.
And in solidarity. They accused APD of using excessive force against James
Ridiculous.
Boyd.
What a ridiculous claim. Excessive force?
They only killed him. I mean, they could have tortured him before.
Yeah.
You know.
They didn't waterboard him. Come on.
It's not like they shoved a grenade up his ass or something, you know. They just fired a few rounds into him.
They could have, like, wounded him and thrown him into a pit of, like, lions or something. I mean, God.
Feed him to crocodiles.
Yeah.
You know, that would be excessive. I mean,
This was not.
Just shooting him a few times. I mean, that's not excessive, I wouldn't say.
And his crime was sleeping somewhere they didn't like.
They call a lack of mental health services in Albuquerque.
For the crime of being mentally ill and homeless, we sentence you to death.
She anonymously posted this sign.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry our system failed you.
It says let you down. It does not say fail.
Yeah, it does
you.
not say fail. Like, we don't know why you're saying
I don't know
that.
why the reporter...
Is she paraphrasing?
Yeah, like, why are you paraphrasing something that's literally fucking 6 words long?
That makes no sense.
Sorry, our system let you down.
Failed.
It's like, we need to shorten that up. Make it failed you.
At the site where Boyd was killed last week, we found her in a large crowd.
We want to show that people, that we care, that we want to change things, that they're not working the way they are.
Shut up, liberal.
Humanity is not about, it's not about killing.
For others, today was a time to reflect on past shootings.
That people do care, and the people of Albuquerque should start caring too, because it could happen to their loved one. It happened to mine.
Activists carried a casket with more than a dozen photos of people shot by APD.
Yeah, so...
The cops in Albuquerque, they seem pretty fond of the whole shooting people thing.
They are.
They seem like dicks, for sure.
I always managed to avoid them, but yeah, they were always around, and if you went downtown on like a Saturday night during the summer, they would lock down like a whole block and make it their little headquarters down there. And they even had like a tower that they would climb up in to like look down onto the crowd to see everybody down there.
They do that in New Orleans in the French Quarter,
Yeah.
basically, yeah. They actually have a police station in the French Quarter, though.
Yeah.
But they do something similar, yeah. And that's another area with, you know, pretty like huge police brutality issues.
They finished their march at APD headquarters. There, they packed the block still waving signs. They called for APD leaders to step down and Albuquerque leaders to step up. To prevent another death like James Boyd. APD says that they respect the protesters' First Amendment rights as long as they do their marching peacefully.
Oh, yeah.
We respect their rights.
Peaceful.
Helping with traffic control. Live downtown, Erica Zuko, KOB Eyewitness News 4.
Yeah.
Whatever. What a fucking snarky response.
Yeah.
We respect their First Amendment right.
They were they almost like set a record for the amount of police shootings within the first quarter of the year. I think it was probably like back in 2011 or 2012. and they were actually under investigation by the FBI. Their department was independently being investigated by the FBI because of the amount of shootings.
In the New Orleans Police Department has been under investigation by the FBI for a while now too.
Yeah. So
they have pretty much the same deal. It's the same kind of police force.
Yeah, then you stop investigating and start arresting people. Let's investigate this obviously corrupt police department. Well, why don't you arrest some motherfuckers then? Not just sit around like everything's fine.
Yeah. There's just a few bad apples.
Oh, yeah.
Sure bad apples, that's all. Not a systemic problem, that's for sure.
It's definitely a systemic problem. It happens all over the U.S. If it was just a few bad apples, we'd hear about like 2 of these a year.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I was kind of shocked when we had Dusty on the one time, and he kind of said the whole, just because of a few bad apples, you can't judge all cops. But he's the one making videos about how military people are douchebags.
Yeah, exactly.
And
what do you think all the cops are at this point is like a domestic military design?
A lot of them are
population.
ex-military anyway, too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, they're like basically occupiers in their own country.
Yeah. Yep. So
fuck the police.
By the way, there's a troll G-Man in the chat room.
G-Man!
That's pretty funny.
How are you sure it's not the real G-Man?
Because it's not.
How would you even tell the difference, though? Like, there's no amount of stupidity.
G-Man!
There's no amount of stupidity you could portray that would be an exaggeration.
That's true. You can't really parody G-Man. You just have to play G-Man.
G-Man is the only parody of G-Man that we need.
You're all the G-Man I could ever need.
Sad but true.
Yeah.
Sad but true.
So, G-Man said that he owned you, TJ.
He did.
You own, TJ. You own.
And that's slavery, which is approved of by the Bible.
Yeah, G-Man approves of slavery, by the way, everyone.
Yeah.
Because God says it's okay, so it's okay.
It's all good.
Yep. Recently, Piers Morgan did his last show.
Good.
Yeah.
TJ loves him.
Not too sad about it.
Good riddance.
So this is what he had to say at the very end of his show.
He can go back to England where he belongs.
Go back to hell.
This is the final Piers Morgan Live. After 3 years, 2 months,
Oh, no!
and over 1,000 shows, I'm departing to spend more time with my cricket bat.
You mean you're fired.
My amazing
My
team,
cricket bat.
led with great skill and tireless enthusiasm.
My mistress
by
is going to
friend
spank me
and
with it.
executive producer Jonathan Wall.
They are
and
flat.
John Ferreter, my
It
irrepressible
would
manager,
work.
who landed me this fascinating, unpredictable, challenging, but hugely enjoyable job. We won some, we lost some, but we gave it everything we had, and I've loved every minute. Well, almost every minute. I'd also like to thank you all for watching, even those who
I never
practically
watched,
disagree
though.
with me or just found my funny accent annoying. Regular viewers will know.
Yeah, he was big time in television journalism in the UK, and then he tried his hand in the US. I think he was part of some problems over there. I think he worked for some of the Rupert Murdoch organizations.
Yeah, he was involved.
out there.
He was involved.
He
in,
was
in
involved.
some scandals, some privacy scandals and shit.
Probably just came over here for a few years to cool off.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, gonna let the heat simmer
Yeah,
down.
let the heat die down over there in the UK.
Yeah.
I'll just go over here and make America hate me. That should get me popular again. And
Actually, it's a pretty good strategy.
fucking
But the
Americans
issue
were too
of gun
stupid
control
to like
has been
me.
a consistent and often very controversial part of this show. And I want to say something more about that before I bow out. I've lived and worked in America for much of the past decade. It's a magnificent country, a land of true opportunity that affords anyone, even British chancellors like me, the opportunity to live the American dream. The vast majority of Americans I've met are decent, hard-working, thoroughly dependable people. As my
Where the
brother, a
fuck did
British
you meet
Army
those
colonel,
Americans?
says,
Yeah, where were they? What do they look like?
I think he's talking about Alex Jones because he
Oh, okay.
have Alex Jones on his show.
All right, that makes sense.
Chemtrails, everyone.
Chemtrails.
You'd always want an American next to you.
Juice
in a
boxes
trench
make
when the
people
going gets
gay.
tough. But that's where I think guns belong, on a military battlefield, in the hands of highly trained men and women fighting for democracy and freedom, not in the hands of civilians.
Like
Fuck
the
you.
Albuquerque police.
Fuck you, liberal.
Yeah.
The scourge of gun violence is a disease that
Give
now
me a
affects
bazooka.
every aspect of American life. Each day, on average, 35 people in this
Fuck
country
you.
are murdered with guns. Another
Fuck
50
you,
people
Probably
with
had-
guns,
They probably had
and
it
200
coming.
more are shot but survive.
Fuck you.
Fuck
you, Bill Maher. Fuck you, Bill Maher.
Gunfire in America.
Fuck your mother in her fucking asshole. Go fuck yourself. That cunt is a douchebag,
and I fucking hate him.
He gets on his dumb fuck show and talks shit like
Fuck
that all the time.
Fuck you! Fuck you! Oh, fuck you! Fuck you!
Is that you, TJ?
Yeah. And then just a few
The
months
last
later,
one is me. The
Yeah.
last two, like the last one or two, are me.
Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, Piers Morgan basically just he knows that his biggest thing where he ever got the most attention was the gun thing.
Well, yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Throughout the course of his show in the U.S.,
Obviously, he's trying to hammer on that a little bit.
all the big shootings within the last few years happened while his show was on.
Yeah.
So he kind of became a champion for that.
Oh, he's a huge gun control advocate. I mean, he's from the UK, so
of course
it kind of goes hand in hand there.
I mean, I don't agree with him on guns. I mean, I think he goes too far, especially from just a point of like what is realistically possible in terms of American gun control.
Oh yeah, we could not in the U.S. we could not do the same thing that they did in Britain and Australia. With gun control.
And every time you point that out, people from those countries, they'll write me and be like, "It works here." I'm like, "Okay, I'm glad that it works there, but I'm going to tell you why it won't work here."
It's a cultural thing.
We have something. We have a gun culture in America. We have people that pretty much they believe that. I mean, they basically the attitude that they have is if they come for my guns, they can get the bullets. So you're not going to take those people's guns away.
Yeah, and this is coming from me. I've never owned a gun, and I've only shot a gun like a handful of times in my life.
And I've never owned or shot a gun. Scotty's pretty much shot a bunch of guns.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not anti-gun. I'm pro some regulation. So, I mean, to some extent, I agree with him.
You could only change it gradually. It'd have to occur over a long period of time. You couldn't just say, okay, guns are outlawed tomorrow, and everyone just turn their gun in to the local, police station.
I don't even know that is really a desirable outcome anyway. I mean, the vast majority of gun owners are responsible with their guns.
Of course.
And they accept the risks of owning a gun. And most of the people who shoot each other with guns are criminals who get their guns off of the black market through illegal means.
Oh yeah,
you're not
going to walk into Academy Sports and say, "Oh yeah, let me do a background check, and why don't you give me a gun with a registered serial number so I can go out and murder
not to mention
my rival gang members."
Yeah, not to mention that in China, where they do have stricter gun policy, they have mass stabbings.
Yeah, they had that in some other place. Like they've had that in London too.
You would think that wouldn't be as effective, but man, the death tolls on some of these mass stabbings are crazy.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but I would definitely say a knife is a lot less of a lethal weapon.
For sure. But I'm saying, like, if someone wants to go crazy and mass murder a bunch of people,
they usually can.
Yeah, they can build a bomb. They can build an improvised gun. Even if you do outlaw guns, they can get guns on the black market. They can just use knives. They can use Molotov cocktails. I mean, there's any number of ways that you can still do these sorts of crimes regardless of what the laws about guns are.
Well, another big reason why they couldn't just outright ban guns in the U.S. is because we have such large borders, especially with Mexico. They're, just like the illegal drug trade, the illegal gun trade would come in through Mexico.
I know, and
for sure.
I mean, just look at how effective we've been at controlling those substances.
Exactly.
Come on.
Well, if you just look at the countries in Europe, like Belgium, and like I'm trying to think, like Norway, and like a lot of European countries allow gun ownership. It's just regulated. That's really all the U.S. needs to do is just regulate it a little bit more. They don't have to ban guns. It just has to be a little bit more responsibility behind owning one.
But you can see Piers Morgan here is basically saying the only people who should have guns is like military. And did he say cops too?
He's coming from the UK, where you pretty much can't own any handguns.
He has said before though that he thinks it's okay for someone to have a gun to protect themselves in their home.
Okay.
So I've heard him say that before.
Okay.
21st graders were murdered with an assault rifle in an elementary school. The absurd gun laws in this country would change, but nothing has happened. The gun lobby in America, led by the NRA, has bullied this nation's politics.
I love the picture of that guy for the NRA.
American flag and like on a pulpit, basically.
Yeah, like, yeah!
Jesus, America, guns!
Politicians into cowardly supine silence, even when 20 young children are blown away in their classrooms. This is a shameful situation that frankly has made me very angry.
The thing about the 20 children blown away in their classroom, I mean, that, I mean, in the larger context of our society is not really, I mean, that's not something that happens all the time. I mean, it does happen.
It is happening with greater frequency.
It does seem to be, but it's still not anywhere near a commonplace occurrence.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to talk about the gun problem, talk about the actual scope of the problem. Don't just focus on sensationalized instances.
Yeah, it's mostly in inner cities
that are way outside the norm.
And you're most likely to be black. You know, I mean, those are the statistics, really. People are going to be killed through gun violence. That's just a big issue to harp on, you know, because it's a bunch of white kids in a small town, you know, kind of story.
Yeah.
In fact, that some people have criticised me for being too loud, opinionated, even rude when I've debated the issue of guns. But I make no apologies for that. As Sir Winston Churchill said, if you have an important point to make, don't try and be subtle or clever. Use a pile driver. Hit the point once, then come back and hit it again. Then hit it a third time.
Is he like...
You are no Winston Churchill, sir.
He's doing like a pro wrestling analogy.
Yeah,
Use a pile driver.
Hit him with the tombstone pile driver. Like
Follow it up with a leg drop.
I almost feel like he's trying to like conflate
Put him in a
himself
submission
to be
hold.
Winston Churchill in a way.
His 5 moves of doom.
Bash him over the head with a chair. Oh, that's not allowed anymore.
Yeah, he's got to do the 5-knuckle shuffle instead.
Fuck you, WWE.
Fuck you.
Fuck you, Cena.
My point is simple. More guns doesn't mean less crime, as the NRA repeatedly tries to tell you. It means more gun violence, more death, and more profits for the gun manufacturers. And to those who claim my gun control campaigning has been anti-American, well, the reverse is true. I'm so pro-American, I want more of you to stay alive. But I've made my point. I've given it a tremendous whack. Now it's down to you. It is your country. These are your gun laws. And the senseless slaughter will only end when enough Americans stand together and cry, enough. I look forward to that day. I also look forward to seeing you all again soon. Thank you, and God bless America. Oh, and while I'm at it, God bless Great Britain too. Good night.
God bless America.
Foreign scum.
How dare you bless
Pour
America
him.
and then bless some other country in
We'll
the same
have
breath.
1776 will commence again. That's
God.
what Alex Jones said.
Okay.
When he was on there.
Alex Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alex Jones actually followed that advice, though, the pile driver thing. If you got a point to make, just make it as hard as you can.
Yeah.
Over and over. They didn't seem to appreciate it too much when he did it, though.
No, not really.
They were like, okay.
Like, calm down, dude. It's okay.
It's like they got...
Take a Percocet.
It's like he brought Alex Jones on his show, but he wasn't prepared for Alex Jones
No,
to
I don't
be
think,
Alex Jones.
Yeah, I don't know if he actually listened to him enough. Maybe his producers were like, hey, here's this guy coming on. He's pro-guns. And Piers Morgan's like, all right.
Yeah, I don't think he knows.
Suicide pills! Mass murder pills!
Yeah. That shit was hilarious.
Oh my goodness. Alex Jones.
Yeah.
The internet's one of the internet's greatest trolls.
Putin calls Obama to talk Ukraine.
Yeah. So Putin he placed a phone call and he was like, hey, Obama, I was just thinking about you. And I was wondering, can we talk about Ukraine, baby?
Ukraine. Putin.
Yeah. Putin.
Putin your ass.
Poutine.
Poutine.
Another big story we are following.
Put in.
Vladimir Putin has reached out to President Obama to talk about the crisis in Ukraine.
Reached out.
The Russian president called the U.S. president, and they agreed to have their top diplomats meet to discuss proposals to resolve the situation peacefully.
Now, according to U.S. officials, there are 40,000 Russian troops along Ukraine's border right now. Carl Penhall is live from the Ukraine-Russian border. Carl, I've seen other reports from Ukraine saying there's about 88,000 troops there. What can you assess of the number of troops?
How many did you count?
You know, like 1, 2, 3.
Like
I lost count.
Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, I'd say about 60,000.
Is Moscow's excuse that they're there for military exercises credible?
No.
What?
It's a long delay.
Yeah.
He's like, oh.
Yeah, should take the differences in on the Ukraine
Whoa.
government as they pay.
They apparently they're dropping frames too.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Pentagon talking about 4 troops on the Russian side. The Ukrainian government putting a number out there almost twice as high. But really, I think what the Ukrainian government is talking about is both the Russian troops massed on that border, and also troops a little bit further back from the border who could potentially come into Ukraine in a second wave. What both the Pentagon and the Ukrainian government agree on is that those troop numbers have increased significantly in the last few days, and also intelligence reports point to the fact that the Russians are bringing in tanks and also attack helicopters on trains right up to that border area, and both say that now forces are so close to the border that they could roll into Ukraine without any warning whatsoever. Are these reports credible that the Russians could roll into Ukraine? Well, a lot of politics going on there. We have heard in the last few moments Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov in Russia saying that he has no intention of coming across into Ukraine. But at the same time, in the last few days, we have heard comments from President Putin ratcheting up the propaganda machine, saying that he believes that Russian speakers and ethnic Russians who live in Ukraine are under threat from ultra-nationalists in Ukraine. That's the same argument that he used to roll into Crimea.
It sounds
All right,
much
so
like
Paul
the idea that we're going to
reporting.
Iraq to like liberate them from their oppressors.
Yeah, a lot of people have taken issue with your comparison to Iraq.
Why?
I don't know.
On what basis?
I don't know.
I mean, I understand that no comparison is going to be completely 100% analogous.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's definitely differences, but I think it's a pretty good comparison.
Yeah, I think the biggest difference would be that it's a neighboring nation.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, I'm almost tired of hearing about it and talking about it. But
there's really been no developments. Just like it's this 24-hour news cycle we have, where it's just like, oh, they might cross the border. This might happen.
The stalemate continues. Let's report on the potential news.
Pretty much.
Something more might
Paul,
occur.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and that's the end of that one.
And this is
the Jesus tip.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yep.
Jesus don't tip.
Oh, Jesus.
Jesus don't need a tip. He's Jesus.
Yeah, this is a pretty funny story about a woman who decided that the mandatory tip on her bill was too much.
Too much.
Because she pays Jesus even less.
If how much to tip leaves you stumped, wait till you hear the story of the waitress, the pastor, and the receipt.
Make themselves out to, kind of be a jerk, but also play the religion card as an excuse.
Pastor Alois Bell was part of a party of 10 eating at an Applebee's in St. Louis. The pastor did not appreciate the automatic.
How do you get a group of 10 people to want to go to Applebee's?
They have really low standards.
Yeah.
Blech.
I think TJ would want to go to Applebee's. Hey, TJ, after the show, I'm going to buy you Applebee's.
No.
Yes.
No.
I'm not going to eat there myself. I'm just going to drop you off there.
I refuse.
You have no choice.
Charged to large groups, so she scrawled on the receipt, "I give God 10%. Why do you get 18?" and signed it. Passed. That was
because she had to serve a table that was like 3 times the amount of people than what she would normally serve.
Not to mention it upfront tells you if you have more than a certain party, this is going to happen automatically. So it's not like this huge surprise from nowhere. They just do it as a standard practice. If you don't want that, then don't go there.
It's a pretty stingy way to treat God, too. 10%.
Yeah.
too much for waitress Chelsea Welch, who posted the receipt on the website Reddit.
Reddit. The website Reddit.
Who read what?
She posted it on the Reddit tube.
The Reddit tube.
A picture of the note because I thought it was comically immature.
But Pastor Bell wasn't laughing once the receipt went viral and posters started calling
Someone
her
revealed I'm an asshole. Oh no!
Pastor. Now, Chelsea wasn't even the waitress serving that table. At the end of the night, she heard about the receipt from the actual server.
The server calls me over and says, "You're not going to believe this."
The 18% gratuity was taken directly out of the pastor's credit card. She wrote 0 in the space for additional tip, but says...
And I put $6 on the table.
When
I'll put $6 on the table.
That seems like bullshit to me.
Probably is. I don't think anyone writes that and then leaves additional money.
Yeah.
I mean, that
Yeah,
doesn't
that makes
really
no
make
sense. Yeah, she's lying.
Thou shalt not bear false witness, pastor.
Oh shit. She's going to hell.
But you weren't there, TJ.
You weren't there,
You
TJ?
weren't there.
You haven't been there.
You haven't been there. You've never
Were
seen
you there
that.
4 million years ago, TJ?
No.
I give God 10% receipt became news, the pastor called Applebee's to complain.
When does she give God 10% is what I want to know.
Yeah, when does that happen?
I don't know, because she's a pastor, so you think she makes money off of the
She passes around the
donations.
collection
Yeah.
plate. She gives 10% to God and then just keeps the rest
What does she
for
do, like
herself.
burn it on an altar or something? Or does she consider when she gives money to herself giving it to God since she's the pastor?
I don't know.
I think so. But she has no taste in food, that's for sure. They went to Applebee's, so I mean, we can only say that definitively. They have really poor taste.
Oh my fucking God. People are posting that crazy shit in the chat room again.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
Fired, the server fired, my manager fired.
Chelsea was fired, so now instead of worrying about getting tips, she could use some job hunting tips.
Why?
Acknowledged.
Why do they let this woman talk?
I
Every
don't
time
know.
we ever do a story where she's the one doing it, it's always with these lame ass puns.
Didn't they at least have an Olive Garden or something? Some like somewhere that sucks, but it's like at least like you can convince yourself it's okay.
She could use some job hunting tips.
Dismissal saying our guests' personal information, including their meal check, is private, and neither Applebee's nor its franchisees have a right to share this information publicly. Meanwhile, the pastor seems to have had a change of heart about writing the note.
Yeah, right.
That was a lapse in my judgment. I apologize for that.
I am sorry that I violated your privacy in posting your signature.
Would I ever do that again?
How is that
No,
really
I
a
would not
violation of
ever-
privacy?
I'm sorry that I revealed the dickish things that you do.
Yeah.
When you think
It's not
no
like it's
one
like,
is gonna
here's your
hold you
social security
accountable.
number and credit card number, fuck this person. It's like, here's your signature, and you being a douchebag. What a
Would do that
joke.
again.
But
I mean, if you
offended me.
decide to write some bullshit note on your receipt to your waiter or waitress or whatever, and they publish it, I mean, I don't see how you. I mean, how can you expect privacy in that instance? Like you're making you're using the receipt to make a declaration, basically. So, I mean,
Exactly.
does that mean that any person can just put any sort of abuse on a receipt and it's just totally private and you can't take it public no matter what it says?
She's a woman of the cloth, TJ.
I mean, does that mean like I could go to every restaurant and just write like "fuck you" where the tip should be?
Yeah.
And the restaurant should have no recourse. The wait staff should have no recourse against me at all.
Yes.
I don't think so.
No, I think that would be leaked, and that would be receipt gate. You thought it was bad when TJ shoved a banana up his ass. Look what he's writing on receipts.
Fuck you, wait person. Die of cancer and AIDS.
Lazy,
Can't AIDS.
stupid, amazing atheist.
The question is, what would Jesus tip? And on that subject, God's not
That's not
tipping his
Jesus.
hand.
No.
That's not Jesus.
No, it's Adam.
CNN.
That's God and Adam.
Yep. Sistine Chapel.
Sistine.
Basic art history.
I don't know why. What would Jesus tip? Then they show a picture of Adam. Makes no sense.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, there's plenty of pictures of Jesus to choose from.
No.
I personally think tipping is stupid.
Yeah.
And throughout most of the world, they don't tip. It's only really a North American thing.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, but still, I mean, it is the practice. And, unless that changes, which, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it changing, but
Oh yeah.
I mean, in the meantime, that is how those people make their money. So
yeah,
I don't think it's fair to just be like, you only get 10% for this party of fucking 10 people. And even if you were gonna do that, did you really need the smarmy God shit in there? Like, I only give God 10%. Why you get 18%?
The whole thing, I think she was mad because it was automatic, and she didn't have a choice. So she's like, "Oh well, this is bullshit."
I mean, like, plus the Bible is full of being generous and giving your money to people, not being a stingy fucking asshole. So I mean, it doesn't seem like she's practicing her own religion very well, but that's of course not a surprise in America.
No, not at all. The next thing we have here is a interview with Chris Christie.
Chris Christie.
Yeah.
Was it the interview about donuts?
Chris Krispy Kreme.
Chris Krispy Kreme.
And now we turn to New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, who has been under fire because of the scandal about the traffic and that bridge, the George Washington Bridge, here from New York to New Jersey. We have one of the central figures in the scandal weighing in tonight. But yesterday, we sat down with the governor one-on-one, and we'll bring you more of that interview as Governor Christie held his first press conference today, insisting the controversial lawyer's report exonerating him is going to stand the test of time.
From the review team at
The
Gibson
governor
Dunn.
today back in the Lion's Den.
The lawyer's report prepared by his own lawyers.
Exonerates him, though.
My lawyers investigated this, and they found
that I'm innocent.
That I have no culpability whatsoever.
Giving it to the press.
Why aren't you convinced?
Just like the old days.
Christine, stop. You have to get the facts right if you're going to ask me a question. Because this is my press conference, not hers. It's nice that you eventually got to the question.
What a dick.
What a dick story.
You don't know the facts. I'm Chris Christie. I know the facts. You don't know the facts.
Chris Christie is a Grand Canyon of dick.
Pretty much.
What's the first part?
And not in a good way.
I did answer that. The single most important thing for me to do is to learn from this experience, to learn from what I've read and what I've heard, and to do my job.
And he told me one of the lessons for staying steadier, calmer in public is not so much public.
I think, you can get caught up in this world and in this life pretty easily, in a public life that becomes so public. And I'll tell you that what it's done for me is just, I'm spending a lot more time at home than I ever have.
Why did it take this crisis to bring you home more?
Because I think that what happens is, when you get involved in a public life that continues to get bigger and bigger, that you feel an obligation to be out there more. And I'm taking more control over what I want to do.
We're thrilled that he is home more. And I actually think he's home
This is
more
such
from a time
fucking
perspective.
bullshit. Give me a fucking break. Oh, we're just so glad he wants to spend more time at home.
Yeah.
In his 2016 presidential run coming up.
Yeah.
This dude's just trying to fucking craft this family-friendly image. Like, I'm just at home with my wife having a cup of hot cocoa.
I was subjected to this horrible experience that I was totally innocent, but you know what? It made me stronger.
It renewed my faith.
And it made me see that what's really important is family and God. And God and family.
He's home. He's much more present.
Why do you think he is more present?
Because he knows what's important.
His wife, Mary Pat, 30 years together.
When they ask you this, you say it's because you know because I know what's important. Remember that. Keep saying that. Drive that into people's heads, Sally, or whatever your name is.
They say, however rough this period, they know every hill, every valley. You sound like people who think this is going to be forgotten someday pretty soon. Wrong?
I mean, I have no real opinion on that, but...
You're not going over the lines we rehearsed, Sally.
Yeah, you have no real opinion on this massive scandal your husband's been embroiled in. Like, she's just like, well, even when they're at home by themselves, like, I just have no opinion. I don't know, Chris. Just do what you do.
It doesn't matter to me.
And if this means that from here to the presidency is impossible, because of the residue of it, if not the fact of it,
Our place right now is in New Jersey, and as far as the future, I think the future will take care of itself.
Were you worried about his health?
I was not because of this issue at all. No, I mean, a year ago I was worried about his health, but he's very healthy right now.
Healthy, but still facing 2 more investigations of what he knew and did not know about the incident on that bridge.
Okay, look at him. Okay, who that lives in New Jersey that's a white guy is that fucking tan? Honestly.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
He must go to a tanning bed or something.
Yeah, I think him and Boehner share the same tanning bed together.
Well, yeah.
Simultaneously?
Yeah.
Let's purposely expose our skin to radiation. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Though he says losing weight since his surgery last year changes perspective on the turbulent arc of career and life.
I don't think I'm making it to 103. So I tell people all the time, 50 made me recognize and acknowledge in my life, I am on the back 9. And what that means for me is, I don't want to waste any of it.
And late tonight, one of the central figures in this event, someone who has not spoken out, is sending a message of her own. Bridget Kelly, former deputy chief of staff to the governor, whose emails have shown she was a participant before that traffic jam occurred. And ABC's Jeff Zeleny is here. He has been going over the statement. And
Man, I just can't wait for the other shoe to drop in this story, and for someone to conclude that he did know. That's what I and I think everyone else is waiting for, is like the smoking gun where it's like, oh, Christie knew, and everything he said all this time was just total bullshit, and he's a liar and a scumbag. That's what I'm really waiting for to happen.
Yeah.
I mean,
I hope it does happen, but we don't know if that will happen.
I don't know if it'll happen. I don't even know if it's true, but I think it's true, and I hope it happens.
I pretty much agree.
That she doesn't go after the governor in any way. She goes after his lawyers on that report.
You're right, Diane. This is the first we've heard from Bridget Kelly. She is the central figure in this. We wanted to know what she would say about Governor Christie. She only mentioned her lawyers, but she went after them hard. She said that
You want to move on?
Yeah, I think we could move on this one.
All right.
We're going to look at the trailer for Noah, which made how much did it make?
$15.2 million on Friday.
Friday?
Yeah.
So it's probably going to be a big hit. We're going to take a look at the trailer for the big hit at the box office right now, because it is kind of a religious-based movie.
Oh, shit.
I wish that we had that reporter lady, because she could be like, she could call it Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe.
Oh, God.
Noah, or should I say Russell Crowe? That's the kind of shit she likes.
Yeah.
And I like doing it too, but only to make people groan and hate me.
Oh,
He's gonna destroy the world.
My father said that one day, if man continued in his ways, the Creator would annihilate this world.
Anthony Hopkins, instant legitimacy for any movie.
Crazy old dude in a
You
cave.
must trust that he speaks in a way that you can understand.
I saw water.
I saw water.
Now I saw new life. A great flood is coming. We build a vessel to survive the storm. We build an ark.
And then get 2 of each animal.
Yeah.
Where's his $83 million, or however much it cost Ken Ham to build his ark?
That was $73 million.
73.
Well, you have to talk about inflation.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, inflation went up really high.
I think
in the
I think
years he was raising funds.
Noah
for
should
it.
be like, we must build an ark and charge people to come see it.
Yeah.
I like how everything now has to be some like giant battle movie.
Boom.
Yeah, we want to be on the ship. We don't want to die, Noah. But God hasn't chosen you.
Too fucking bad.
What do you want? You don't know your king. There isn't anything for you here.
I have men at my back, and you stand alone and defy me.
I'm not alone.
Oh. God's got my back, bitch.
God's not dead. He's surely alive.
What is it? What happens? God just like destroys them. He smites them all.
Probably.
He goes all Zeus on their ass. Oh, here are the animals.
It begins.
Oh my god. All the snakes, like...
Somehow I think they left out the part where, like, all the different cockroaches are crawling all over them and all the ants. Yeah.
What do the freshwater fish do? That's what I want to know.
They don't.
Are there aquariums on the Ark?
I think so.
What do the predatory animals? What do the grazing animals eat? I mean, like, what do any of the animals eat on this fucking ship?
Yeah.
I mean, the predatory animals can't be. Maybe that's why dinosaurs.
Jesus
and,
juice.
You know, other things that are extinct now. The Nephilim. You would figure those things would be the things. Oh yeah, that survived,
that's true. Like the dodo bird just couldn't make it on board or something.
Well, the dodo went extinct later.
No, I'm just joking. I'm just saying this is so ridiculous.
Minotaurs, though.
Minotaurs.
And the unicorn and the dragon couldn't make it either.
The lions ate them.
Everyone knows
lions were bigger and tougher then.
That minotaurs are just from when bulls had sex with human women.
Oh yeah, of course.
Well, yeah.
So why do the birds need to get on the show?
When they come, they will be desperate.
They can't just fly like 24/7, you know.
There's some birds that fly for like years at a time.
Well, those birds didn't bother showing up, but some other birds came.
Oh, okay. What about like penguins? Would they really need? I mean, I guess they would need a place to like have a nest, but
yeah. What about the problem of like different continents? Is what I want to know. Like, how did the animals that were in Australia get to Noah's Ark? Or in, you know, the North American or South American continents?
Yes. Good question.
Also, why does everyone look European?
Are they in the Middle East?
Yeah, the story isn't even supposed to take place in Europe, so...
Yeah. But for some reason, Jennifer Connelly is Noah's wife.
It still looks better than Robin Hood, though. Than Russell Crowe's Robin Hood.
Are you a fan of Kevin Costner's Robin Hood?
Not really, but
Okay.
I think it's better than Russell Crowe's version.
And there will be many.
At least that one had Morgan Freeman in it.
Oh, yep.
Blue God power.
That's for you.
Hermione.
He chose you for a reason.
Hannibal. Some chick.
It's the girl from Labyrinth, Jennifer Connelly.
Jennifer Connelly, cool. She was terrible in that movie, though.
Beginning of everything.
Why would they be worried about the ship sinking? It's like God told them to make the ship, and if they're like that convinced it's like that, like, that's what they need to do, and they was actually right up until that point. Why are they like the ship might sink? Like, why would he do that?
Why doesn't God just build them a ship? Or, you know, just give them one or something.
Or create, like, a giant bubble.
Yeah, you know, like, or, you know, just make everyone he doesn't want to be alive have a heart attack simultaneously.
Yeah.
Since he's like,
why
you know,
such an elaborate...
He's, like, supposed to be God, right? I mean...
But, too,
doesn't make a whole
the
lot of
story
sense.
is just allegorical.
I actually... my understanding is that this movie is actually allegorical, and it's more allegorical for climate change than for God.
Maybe we'll have to go see it and do a review.
I don't know. I've never actually seen it, so I can't really speak.
Would you go see it?
I might go see it in like a week or two after the hype has died down a little bit.
Yeah. I have noticed they don't really make so many biblical films anymore. My favorite biblical film is The Ten Commandments, but mainly because I can laugh at it. the classic Ten Commandments movie with Charlton Heston. Gotta love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so... By the way,
this is just a remake of Evan Almighty, actually.
Oh yeah.
This is actually I don't know. This movie's probably actually funnier than that one.
I wanted to draw some attention to some art that a fan of the show made for us,
which is really awesome. And if any other fans have artistic talent, they can do it too.
Yeah. The funny thing is I know he has no clue what I look like. But it's kind of funny that he made me look like I'm as tall as you.
Yeah, that is pretty funny.
Yeah, because there's a pretty big height differential.
If you guys ever bought rice, that's what Ben looks like. He looks like Uncle Ben's rice.
Yeah.
Ben is actually an old black man.
They got it reasonably close, though.
Yeah.
And then I'm a little fatter than I actually am, but that's whatever. Artistic license.
You're a fat doofus.
I'm smoking a pan and I'm holding a book that says Cups, but it's spelled like S.E. Cups' last name. So
yeah, and I'm holding Athena.
Scotty, they made look way more manly than he actually is.
Oh, what the fuck?
Paul's ego looks like an idiot stoner.
Galen actually looks pretty spot on.
Galen looks pretty close, but they need to make his nose like 2 sizes bigger, though.
Yeah, that is true.
Galen's nose should be the dominant object.
Galen's nose can be viewed from outer space.
Jacqueline Glenn has big teeth. And Cult of Dusty looks like Luigi with a bad attitude.
Yeah, he does. It isn't me.
I took up a smoking.
A smoke of the weed.
Fuck you, Mario.
Yeah, but on the
tired
bottom,
of living in your shadow.
You can see the guy's name and his website. If you want to visit the site to check out his comic, feel free to do so.
druidcomics.wix.com / Druid City Comic.
I think you need a smaller URL.
Yeah. that might be beneficial, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe just like druidcity.com or something.
Yeah, shorter URL.
Shorter, like your penis. Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah.
It's like your penis, TJ. Oh!
Well, everyone already knows that.
I guess that's true.
Yeah. So I think we're going to take a quick break here.
What time is it?
9:35.
Okay.
Yeah. We're going to take a quick break for 10 minutes or so.
Break time. Fuck you, faggots.
We will be right back. And feel free to start sending in your questions now. We got some more stories to cover, and then we'll probably take another break really quick to read all the questions. But you send them in now, they'll be the first ones we read, and we'll pick the ones that we like the best. And stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Smoke pan every day.
Drunken Peasants Podcast. All right.
All wrong.
We are back.
Guess who's back?
We're
back
front.
Again.
I'm just saying
TJ's
the
back.
opposite of whatever Ben
Kill
says.
your friends.
He's a piece of shit.
Yeah, I am.
Noah.
Yeah, that's still up.
Noah backwards is Hayon. Or Ha-on.
We don't normally talk about celebrities, usually, except for Justin Bieber.
But today we're going to talk about someone even more lame than
Yeah,
Justin Bieber.
because at least Justin Bieber is I believe, in the apace of his fame.
Yeah.
Whereas this guy's kind of, well, not kind of. He's gone.
He's gone.
You know, another funny thing I'm going to mention before we go into this story was this same actor. He was a child actor.
Yeah.
There were some paparazzi photos of him directly from his side, and it showed that he had really bad earwax, like yellow ass earwax, in like straight down his ear canal.
Damn.
So people started throwing Q-tips at him.
Wow.
When he was out in
awesome.
public. Yeah. Yeah, I saw it on TMZ. I
don't know. It almost reminds me of the scene in Carrie where they're all throwing tampons at her in the shower.
Yeah.
So I hear that and I just think he must be hearing in his head, they're all gonna laugh at you.
Yeah, but luckily this guy doesn't have telekinesis.
Yeah, he doesn't have telekinetic power.
Yeah.
That'd be a good sequel to Carrie, though. You know, a pop star that just can't handle the pressure of fame, and then one day he snaps and kills everyone at his concerts.
So anyway, the guy we've been talking about is Zac Efron from High School Musical, which came out.
Wait, but imagine if Justin Bieber had telekinesis and he just walked out and there's all the screaming little teen girls at the, oh my God, Justin! And he just looks at him like, fuck you. I am empty inside because of you. And then he raises his hands and they all just explode into fucking gore and shit. Little girls' heads popping off. Their father's like, oh my God, little Cindy. And then his fucking eyeballs.
This sounds more like an anime.
Yeah.
Like a world famous pop star gets like telekinetic powers and just like goes on a killing rampage.
Just within the last like 20 minutes, we've created possibly two of the greatest films of all time.
Yeah, while we were on break, guys, we created a movie, a concept for a movie where a giant and an old woman have a torrid romance, and we call it Plowing Miss Daisy.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Look for that summer of fucking 2020. Once we get the Kickstarter funding together.
Yeah. We need 1 million people
to
to
give
donate.
us $5.
Yeah.
We're gonna spend like $20 on the movie and keep the rest and go on like a lot of vacations.
Yep. Undertaker Freak figured it all out.
Yeah.
We're just gonna
donate more money, you fucking suckers.
Yeah, the Plowing Miss Daisy Kickstarter is gonna go up soon.
Plowing Miss Daisy.
Starring
Would you guys rather see Plowing Miss Daisy, or would you rather see the movie where Justin Bieber or a Justin Bieber-like character,
you know what,
gets telekinesis and kills his audience?
Same movie.
Holy shit.
Same fucking movie.
It's like
holy shit.
It's two separate movies, and then the third in the series brings their two stories together.
Oh, it's part of an epic trilogy.
Yes.
Wow. She has to give birth to like someone to defeat Justin Bieber to save humanity or something.
Yeah, there you go.
Can the old woman be Susanna Tanis?
Sure.
She might not be old. She wasn't as old as I was thinking, but you know what? With makeup and effects and stuff, we could make it work. Just make sure we don't get the makeup team from that fucking J. Edgar Hoover movie, because they were fucking shit.
You're garbage.
You garbage.
You
Whoever
garbage
made
guy.
that movie.
You're retarded.
That was the fakest. Like that was the fakest looking. Like there's old episodes of Star Trek: The Next Generation with better old people makeup.
Yeah. There was that one where I think he was like an admiral and he was super old and he turned young again, and you could tell the actor was really young and they were just putting makeup on him to look older during the scenes he was older.
Oh yeah,
that makeup
was better than the makeup in J. Edgar.
Yes.
Like if you don't know what we're talking about, just go look up a picture of Leonardo DiCaprio in this fucking makeup, and it's absurd. You'd laugh. You'd fucking laugh.
J. Edgar.
Anyway, we're supposed to be talking about Zac Efron.
Yeah, so you can tell how badly we want to talk about him.
Pining for this moment.
So hey, wait, before we start, guys, what's your favorite kind of
musical
pie?
Star Zac Efron was physically attacked at night in downtown LA. ABC's Mara Schiavocampo.
Finally,
has
some
the
good
details.
news.
Yeah. Was it a masked vigilante?
Who attacked?
Yeah.
Who, what, when, where, and why?
Yeah.
He's the former teen heartthrob from High School Musical. Right now I can hardly breathe. But this
I wrote that song.
morning, Zac Efron isn't making headlines for singing and dancing, but reportedly for fighting. According to KABC, the LAPD confirms that a battery report was taken involving actor Zac Efron and a second person. A new LA Times report says Efron and a friend got into a brawl with at least one homeless person early Sunday in downtown Los Angeles.
Why the fuck are you fighting homeless people?
Yeah, he's like some rich dude that probably like gets whatever he wants, does whatever he wants. Like, even though he's not quite as famous, and he's like, I'm gonna brawl with like some nasty homeless people.
Yeah, it's like Shia LaBeouf getting into fights with the big fat shirtless hairy man.
You know what's funny is that shirtless hairy dude beat the shit out of Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, he kicked his ass.
And yet Shia LaBeouf claims that he beat the shit out of
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy,
Yeah.
the guy that played Bane in fucking The Dark Knight Returns or Rises or whatever.
You know
it
what
was.
though? I believe him.
He was also in Star Trek Insurrection.
Yes, he
right?
was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the Picard clone.
But he was not. He was scrawny then.
Yeah.
Now he's a lot more like bulky and ripped. He was actually pretty good in that movie. Was it Warrior or something? What was that movie with the bullshit UFC like?
The Warrior. Yeah.
The Warrior. Okay. And not to be confused with the Warriors.
Warriors,
come out and
play! Officers reportedly arrived on scene just before 2:30 in the morning and found, quote, indications of an altercation. According
Why
to the LA
does
Times,
I don't
Efron
understand
and his
the
friend
language that we use pisses me off sometimes.
It's like legal jargon.
Indications of an altercation.
Yeah.
It's like,
indication of an
Who
altercation.
says this? No one.
let's sound smart by using bigger words than are necessary.
Zac Efron reports altercation with transient in downtown Los Angeles.
Transient.
A
Get
transient.
as many polysyllabic words as you can.
He was a vagabond, a tramp.
The Zac Efron fights bum.
Someone in the chat room
What's
said,
wrong with that?
Someone in the chat room said that Zac Efron should be a police officer in Albuquerque.
That's a good idea.
Ironically enough, High School the Musical is set in Albuquerque.
Oh shit.
OMG, y'all.
Call Alex Jones.
WTF.
Conspiracy.
It's a conspiracy.
reportedly waiting for help under a freeway overpass after their car became stranded near LA's notorious Skid Row.
It is a high crime area, narcotics area, and crimes of violence.
He was probably there
Efron shot
buying
to fame in
drugs.
2006 as the star of High School Musical and went on to more mature roles in movies like Parkland and That Awkward Moment.
I like how she put it. More mature roles.
mature movie.
Less scene roles.
What's like he can no longer play a 17-year-old boy. So
Less-
now he has to try to salvage his movie career.
Less giving a shit about roles.
A career path he discussed with Josh Elliott last year.
You really have to, sort of follow your heart and do the projects that really speak to you.
No arrests have been made, and Efron has declined to comment. For Good Morning America, Mara Schiavocampo, ABC News, New York.
Next time you're watching High School Musical for whatever reason, just be like, that guy was beaten by a homeless dude.
Yeah.
It's like, he doesn't want to talk about it. It's like, yeah, he got his ass kicked by some homeless people. He's like, I'm tough. I've been in movies. And he just got knocked the fuck out probably instantly.
You got knocked the fuck out, Zac
I mean, that's
Efron.
total speculation, but that's
Motherfucker.
what I think happened.
We don't know what happened, but who cares? Who even cares? We can just make up whatever story we want.
Exactly.
It's just not like it matters to anything.
No, it doesn't matter at all.
It's totally without meaning.
Let's
or
just
purpose.
move on. Fuck this dude.
Yeah, so...
You think the homeless dude pissed on him afterwards?
Just to rub it in, buddy.
Fuck you. This is for High School Musical. I was disappointed.
Yeah, one time I was at a homeless shelter. They played that 10 times. You pay.
Now you die.
Yeah, so on our last show, we talked about Susanna Tanis, and she was talking about
TJ's future second wife.
autism being one of the conditions caused by homosexual butt sex.
Yeah.
And ironically enough, here's a story that came out recently about...
Proving her right.
Yes.
Yeah, she is right, everyone.
Autism cases have been up 29% in the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Because of butt sex.
Yes. Gay butt sex.
Yep. And after Roe versus Wade...
For the vortex.
Yep.
Wade.
Country's going
Next
down.
now tonight, we turn to a startling new medical report about autism. New numbers from the CDC showing 1 child in 68 has autism, a 29% increase from 2 years ago. And ABC's chief medical editor, Dr. Richard Besser, on what is driving those numbers.
Vaccines.
Vaccine.
Yeah.
It's the vaccines, folks. Wake up. The
Next
mercury
stop,
in the
34th Street,
vaccines.
Penn Station.
This is 12-year-old Lev, a little boy with a love of trains.
Have you always liked trains?
I always like subways because I'm a subway expert.
Just one child behind today's startling new numbers. Just 2 years ago, 1 in 88 American children were on the autism spectrum. Today, that new number, 1 in 68. Boys still almost 5 times more likely to be diagnosed than girls. Why the surge? It could be better diagnosis. But experts do say there are more children with autism. What's causing it? We know genetics play a role, and that young autistic brains are physically different, but it's still a puzzle. Today's report finds most children are being diagnosed after age 4. Doctors just aren't screening. But there are new technologies to catch it sooner, like eye tracking. Children with autism tend to see faces differently. In 6-month-old babies, head lag like this could be a warning sign.
Now we want to give us two guys a chance.
And new approaches to treatment, too. For Lev, it's about using the trains he loves. New York's Transit Museum running a special program for enthusiasts with autism, taking their love of trains and teaching them how to make friends.
Rather than trying to get rid of their obsession, we're saying, let's put you in a place and working with a topic that you love.
How do you feel about trains?
Happy.
Tonight, as those numbers are growing, so is the race to find out why. Dr. Richard Besser, ABC News, New York.
Susan Atanas has the answer.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're trying to find out why. Susan Atanas already knows.
She already answered
They
the
solved
question.
the mystery, Scoob.
It's the gay butt sex.
So, which do you think is a more crazy theory on why
the vaccines versus gay butt
sex?
Yeah. Oh, well, the gay butt sex is definitely the crazier theory. I mean, at least the vaccines, at least that would be like, this is something they came in contact with.
Yeah, went into their body. Yeah,
that you know, maybe made them have this, I don't know what they fucking want to call it, condition.
Yeah.
So at least that has some level of plausibility. Like at the time, like when that was first suggested, it was certainly worth investigating.
Sure.
It's since been studied and been determined to not be the reason.
Yeah, they could never replicate the results of that study, which was completely biased and discredited.
Right.
Were they saying it was because of mercury in the vaccines?
It's one of the things that they do still cite, though. They do say, well, there's mercury in there.
Yeah, but there's hardly any mercury at all.
It's a trace amount. I mean, it's like in any like if you eat too much iron, you'll die from iron poisoning.
You can get iodine poisoning from eating certain foods too.
I mean, I don't know. It seems like the trade-off is like, let's even say that's true for the sake of argument, where it's like okay, well, this might happen to you, or you can get this host of diseases that'll kill you or like greatly affect your life, like polio.
Old diseases are making a resurgence because of people choosing not to vaccinate.
Yeah, a lot of people alive today don't remember things like polio and diseases like that.
Yeah, smallpox.
I would just say, if you are an anti-vaccination person, just read about polio.
Yeah.
and the epidemic. I mean, but of course the anti-vax crowd actually has propaganda that's, if you're part of their movement, will contradict that.
Yeah, I had actually met someone who had polio when they were younger. Someone my parents' age, or maybe even older than my parents' age. They got it before the vaccine was available, and now they walk with a cane and like a leg brace because of it.
It must be pretty old too.
Yeah,
but I'm saying that the anti-vax crowd has their own alternative theories about why polio stopped once the vaccines came out. Yeah.
They think it's just some kind of coincidence?
Yes.
That's just ridiculous.
They basically believe
the immune system changed. There's just no problems.
That's almost like...
They say the disease was already on the decline.
That sounds like a religious denial argument in its own way.
Well, polio is basically caused by, it's like a fecal contamination, basically. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess part of the argument, if with better running water and sanitation, that would go down, but it would not explain for like
It doesn't
eradicating an entire disease.
Yeah, it doesn't explain why it suddenly vanished. Keane became widely available.
Yeah, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, they used to think malaria came from dirty air, like musty, dirty, like swamp air.
That was the same thing with the plague. A lot of diseases, people actually believed the air would carry the disease.
Because when people would go into the
funny-
swamps, they'd come down with malaria. They didn't even stop to think that it was from the mosquitoes.
Yeah, mosquitoes.
When the plague rats were spreading disease, people thought it was cats that were carrying it, so they actually killed their cats, which of course made the problem far worse.
Thank you, Catholic Church.
People would come down with plague in New Mexico every now and then, but it was from mites that lived on prairie dogs.
Yeah, I heard about the prairie dogs carrying the plague and stuff.
Yep. Every now and then, like they'd lose about one person or so to plague. Kind of like out here in the Midwest with West Nile. Every now and then, someone would get West Nile in the area.
It's funny to think that it's such a minor thing. I mean, obviously, it's not minor if you contract it, but you know, such an unlikely to contract illness was once the bane of the human species.
Yeah.
And nearly drove us far nearer to extinction than probably any other event has.
Yeah.
In our history.
Yeah, the Black Death.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Anyway, next story.
Yep. So this next story is about a famous bridge in Paris where people leave locks, couples leave locks. Kind of a superstitious thing. But they
leave locks with their names, with the couple's names on
Yeah.
it. Kind of like carving your name and your name's in like a tree or something.
And then they throw their key into the river.
I see.
Yeah.
So it's like a little romantic tradition.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, and it's only been going on in the last 10, 11 years or so.
I think the story they said 2008.
Oh, did they say 2008? Okay, so even less than that.
So about 6 years.
Yeah.
So this is a 6-year-old romantic tradition.
Yeah, but I've seen this bridge before, and it is just literally covered with metal padlocks.
Were you offended?
Let's take a look.
Yeah, and you'll see something in a second that we're going to comment on, which are the people that have a problem with this.
Paris, often called the City of Love, and one of its most romantic spots is the Pont des Arts Bridge. Couples come from all over the world to visit the local landmark. Many leave behind padlocks attached to the bridge as a symbol of their passion. Now, 2 American women who live in Paris believe the locks have become an eyesore and a danger.
The bridges are actually being physically damaged by the weight of the locks, by the rust that passes from the locks onto the...
Does she have like evidence that the locks are damaging the bridge?
She doesn't present any, but I just think it's so fucked up that this American bitch is in Paris telling the French, the Parisians, that they should change one of their traditions there.
Yeah, she is a structural engineer. I mean, where is she qualified to say this?
Look, I mean, if an engineer came and looked at this bridge and said, you know what, the sheer weight of all these locks really does threaten the structural integrity of this bridge,
I think they'd be okay with doing something about it.
Yeah, then it's like, okay, let's solve the problem. But I mean, she's basically just saying it's a threat to the structure of this bridge. How do you know?
She also says it's a threat to the environment next here.
The environment?
The mesh and the grillage, by the environmental damage to the river from the keys that are thrown in and rusted.
Okay, well, the keys are a very small percentage of the man-made substances going in the river. And besides, the keys are just, little pieces of metal. I mean, those are not having nearly as drastic an effect as something like a chemical or... oil or something like that.
This is on par with the Deepwater Horizon.
I've noticed pretty much every big city I've ever gone to has had a man that's painted either gold or silver.
Yes.
Standing there acting like a statue, but that motherfucker on the screen right now is frightening looking.
He's
honestly.
like, come see me, Ben.
Yeah.
Come to my golden palace of pleasure.
If that thing came walking towards me,
Dude, Ben would run.
I would jump in the fucking river, man. Like, fuck this.
Hello, Benjamin.
Would you like
to take my hand on a journey into the unexplained?
That motherfucker's got a cup in front of him asking for money. I guarantee it.
Ben would empty his wallet. Just don't hurt me.
He probably makes children cry on a regular basis. Look at him.
Goldfinger.
I hate his smile. His smile is fucking deadly.
He just wants to be your friend, Ben.
Okay, I'm moving on. I'm getting him off the screen.
He looks like pure unadulterated. He looks like he looks kind of like the Joker almost.
Yeah.
Like you can see his smile almost seems to extend supernaturally. I think it's like the shadow in the.
I don't know. I think you guys are reading way too much into this. Just some dude that's just trying to like scam.
Yeah, whatever. I think you're on his side, Scotty.
I am on his side.
You sound like a
Scotty
gold
is
guy
already
supporter.
my disciple.
Damn right.
I promised him a hand of gold.
He promised me 1,000 pounds of gold.
No, yeah.
Then I turned his body into gold, and it weighed exactly 1,000 pounds. What a twist!
But see, the thing is, I have to actually paint myself as like a silver guy because like,
Twilight Zone.
I have to be his apprentice basically before I can become like the gold guy.
You gotta be like the Silver Surfer.
And actually, the way you become the gold guy is I have to kill him.
Once you become powerful enough to kill him, you take his place.
Yeah, and I stand on that bridge.
I saw a video of a silver guy in some other town, and this drunk frat guy was kind of fucking with him, and the dude punched him right in the face and knocked him out.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is fucking great.
It's the only time I've seen one of those guys break character. I thought it was pretty funny. But right after he punched the guy, like he went right back into it, like being a statue.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Anyway, enough about the statue. I got to get this fucker off the screen.
Since the tradition started in 2008,
it's moving!
thousands upon thousands of padlocks now cover the bridge and others along the Seine River.
The Pont des Arts right now is covered with 93 metric tons of metal. That is about the equivalent of 3 very large trucks being parked on the bridge at all times. I have a very hard time believing that this bridge, which is a pedestrian bridge, not made of stone, was built to withstand that kind of constant pressure and weight.
So is she just fucking bored? Is she just some bitch living in France that's bored? That's
They
like
need to deport her.
You know what I
Yes.
need? You know what I need? I need
But
a
don't
cause.
send her back here. Send her like to Madagascar or something like that.
No, she'll
be like, oh
she'll
god,
try to impose
these
her
lemurs.
will on them
Let's
too.
send her to
These
like
fucking lemurs
Australia.
here in Madagascar. They're
The lemur's eyes are too big. I'm afraid that his skull is going to collapse under the weight of his eyes.
Please do something about this.
I demand that lemurs have smaller eyes immediately.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Or we ban them.
also they're hurting the environment with their huge craps.
Lemur poop is poison.
Yeah.
Lisa Taylor Huff and her friend launched No Love Locks, a campaign seeking to free the bridges from the tourist tokens.
2 people is not
Free-
a campaign.
Yeah, a
Free them from
two-person.
the tyranny of these lockets.
TJ Fucks Things had a bigger campaign than that to get himself unbanned from commenting. He had 16 people.
I think that nothing drives me crazier than when a small group of people tries to use a large group of people name. Like to call 2 people a campaign, or like with the insane clown posse
who
calling
the fuck,
2 guys
who
a
the
posse.
fuck with these 2 assholes is behind this campaign? Like no one.
Nobody. And it's like
Maybe some like curmudgeon old man that sees the bridge every day. Like, yeah, I'm behind that.
they they like to make generalizations in the U.S. about Parisians. So the people that live in Paris, they get annoyed by Americans. I had good experiences with Parisians, the ones that I met, but I could see how people like this, Americans like this, they're kind of giving the rest of us a bad name.
Yep.
So yeah, it's like, why the fuck does she care?
Someone should mouth her face shut. Throw that key in the river.
That would have worked if you hadn't stumbled
I know.
completely.
I know.
That Eiffel Tower gets in the way of my view. Maybe we should shorten it a little bit. It's hurting the environment.
Mm-hmm.
Birds might crash into that.
Yeah.
30 birds were killed last year. Turn this fucking bird slayer down.
I know. I was here all year and I counted the dead birds.
How do you have money to do this?
Yeah. Obviously, she's got a lot of time on her hands.
Her online petition has garnered more than 1,600 signatures.
Okay, 1,600.
1,600.
Okay, so 1,600 people. I guess that is a campaign at least.
That's not that much.
1,600 idiots want to do this.
But 1,600 people, not a lot of people.
Not a lot.
I guarantee you, if you started a campaign like "Leave the Locks Alone,"
I like how she's like walking along the
you
bridge,
could have
fucking with the
1,600
locks.
in like a day.
It's like, oh, this is naughty. This is bad.
God. Look at this one. This one's worse than the last one. Susie loves Jamie. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Fuck their happiness.
I hope they fucking broke up. In fact, I hope he killed her and then himself.
Oh, God.
Jesus
That's awesome.
Anyway, let's move on to Taco Bell.
It's early March. Despite a concern, several love-struck tourists say they prefer to keep the locks in place.
No, I think it's accepted vandalism. There's certain things that are illegal or that are things that you shouldn't do, but they're accepted.
When it comes to pollution, there are other problems to deal with than padlocks on the Point des Arts.
But romantics may soon have to find a different way to display their affections if the heartache over the locks continues to grow. Aisha Sasay, CNN, Atlanta.
Tacos.
Yeah.
Tacos, not lacos.
So recently, Taco Bell decided to come out with a breakfast menu. Which is like, everyone who eats Taco Bell is asleep during breakfast time.
I know. I was just thinking, like, man, Taco Bell does not know its demographic at all. Is the breakfast food available all day?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Just during breakfast.
See,
it looks absolutely revolting, though.
Well, that doesn't necessarily mean it tastes revolting.
I'm pretty sure it does. Okay, you know what?
You eat the McDonald's breakfast.
You know what, you motherfucker? We're gonna go over to Taco Bell and see if you actually want to eat that fucking breakfast.
All right, I'll do it.
He ain't gonna do it, everyone. He's gonna look at that shit and say, "Fuck this," and throw that in the trash. You ain't doing it.
I'll give it a shot.
All right, we'll see.
But I'm never up early enough to go to Taco Bell for breakfast.
We'll have to make a special trip.
I might be able to stay up late enough to go to Taco Bell for breakfast.
So Taco Bell's new ads, they're firing back, or not back. They're starting the war against McDonald's, because McDonald's right now in the U.S. is the king of the fast food breakfast.
Yeah,
it is. For a long time, it was part of my hangover cure.
Gotta go to McDonald's.
Yeah, because when you get that,
I like the cinnamon rolls.
When you get that greasy food in your gut, when you have a hangover, it just sucks up all the alcohol that's left in your stomach. You know, it's pretty crazy.
So many people say that too. They're like, "Man, you just gotta eat as much greasy food as possible."
It's true. It helps so much.
I think it's a placebo.
Well,
even if it is,
yeah,
it's still effective.
It works.
Yeah, it's definitely a placebo.
Because
but if it works for you, why
especially back in my tequila drinking days.
Yeah.
You know, those were the most brutal hangovers I've ever had in my life.
I just would always use getting drunk as an excuse to eat Mexican food. So I guess I kind of have a similar thing going on, but just not like I don't attribute it to the greasy
I remember
food.
one time Scotty came home drunk as fuck, and he was like, "Dude, I had the best fucking burger
I heard this
last night, man." Like, dude, you just think it was the best because you're drunk. He's like, no, dude, listen, this was legitimately the fucking best burger I've ever fucking had, dude.
And I was talking about this to everyone I met the entire night.
And that's
raving to everyone he met about this fucking burger.
That's like someone who was on acid telling you about the best movie they've ever seen.
I was really
in their whole lives.
I was really high and drunk.
So he makes plans. Because even after he's sober again, he maintains that this was legitimately this great fucking burger. And I'm like, dude, that burger sucked. And if you ever go back there sober, you will realize how shitty that burger sucked.
So I went back there.
So he did go back there, and he came back like, so how was the burger? And he's just like,
it sucked.
It fucking sucked.
At least he was honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if he would have come back like, it was really good, man. Still pretty good.
In my drunken state, that when I ate the hamburger, it was like the hamburger of like the gods. It was like Zeus delivered the hamburger to me or something.
Yeah.
You know, and then when I went back, it was just some charred cheese and fucking, like ground beef and like it was just, like on stale bread. And it was like,
unseasoned beef on shitty bread with wilted lettuce and
maybe one of those
moldy
really
tomatoes.
Maybe one of those really angry, huge like New Orleans black dudes who like you have to order and like you have to know instantly what you want, and if you don't, he's yelling at you, "What you want?"
Yeah.
That should happen.
That
happened to you too. You went to like this place.
That's happened to everyone who's ever ordered food in New Orleans from a giant black dude. Because there's certain restaurants where you pretty much have to order from a giant black dude.
And they're always giant too. There's never a small black dude.
No.
It's someone like 6'5".
It's always like 6'5" and then like 6'5" wide as well. And they're always like barking at you. Like, and it's
there's no customer service.
This is what it's like. It's like, yeah, man, can I get a roast beef po' boy? Never do. What? Never do. What? Never do. What? Never do. Like, I still don't understand. Like, okay, well, yeah, either of those, good.
Yeah.
Rock on. Whatever you want to do, bro.
Option 2. I go with 2.
It's basically wants if you want all the sandwich toppings or not.
Naked or dressed is what he's asking. That's what they say too. They don't really say that at any other sandwich places I've been to.
Yeah, if someone asked me that and I could understand what they were saying, I would still not understand the meaning of the words.
If you're in New Orleans and they ask about your po' boy, they'll ask you naked or dressed, and naked means no toppings and dressed means all the toppings.
Yeah, pretty much.
So it's pretty
teaching the people of this show about
teaching y'all a little fucking New Orleans culture. Culture. Let's go.
You're watching America This Morning, America's #1 early morning news.
Which I've never seen.
Jesus.
All right,
Is it
time now
loud?
to check the
Yeah.
pulse, and we're starting with the latest
Hold
salvo
on.
in the
It's
fast
super
food
peppy,
wars,
too.
taking name dropping to an entirely new level.
Good. Starting today, Taco Bell elbows its way into the breakfast market
this
with menu
music
items
is
like this:
pain.
a waffle taco with a side of Cinnabon Delights, hash browns, and coffee.
Look good.
look
And they're
that
using
bad to
none
me.
other than Ronald McDonald to promote.
So, just by seeing that, Scotty, what's the verdict?
Fuck and no.
I'd eat it. It looks like something I'd eat.
You need a moldy rat's asshole. This is the same guy that goes to the gas stations and like, those hot dogs don't look bad. He actually eats them too. And it's like, the worse quality it is. Actually, the weird thing is, it's the better it is.
Would you eat gas station sushi?
No. Got to draw the line somewhere.
Do they actually have that is the question.
Yeah. Yeah, that
Who the
exists.
fuck buys that?
I don't know, but they're insane.
Yes, they have to be insane.
Yeah.
their new breakfast. No, not the red-haired clown. The chain is running a series of ads featuring everyday men who just happen to be named Ronald McDonald.
Oh, how cheeky, Taco Bell.
Yeah, Taco Bell.
Subscribe to our channel.
Taco Bell up early.
You bitch.
Taco Bell is... Look, let me explain something to you, Taco Bell. Your primary market share demographic is stoners who smoke a lot of weed, and then they're like, dude, what drive-thru are you gonna roll through?
Yeah.
Yeah,
they go to Taco Bell, and that's your market share, that's your niche.
When I was 20 years old, I went to Taco Bell at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and there was a really long line as usual.
Yes.
There.
Taco Bell is the restaurant that has like it's like the busiest, longest line is like at 2 in the morning.
Yeah, and I was just sitting there waiting in line. There was probably like 3 or 4 cars in front of me. Next thing I know, I'm like waking up out of a daze, and there's someone knocking on my window, and there's no cars in front of me, and it was the lady from the window. She like came out of the building, and she's like, "Sir, are you gonna come pull forward an order?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I guess I fell asleep."
That's funny.
Yeah, I fell asleep. Luckily, my foot stayed on the brake the whole time.
Wow. So Taco Bell, that's your demographic.
Yeah. Yes.
So, not the morning crowd.
Yeah, that seems like the antithesis of what Taco Bell would go after. It's like people who are up early just probably don't go to Taco Bell. Like maybe they go there for lunch, but
Taco Bell,
probably
I'll tell you
not.
what, if you want to really start making some money, offer like tequila in your drive-thrus or something.
The Taco Bells in Colorado should be selling weed.
Yes.
Don't you remember on one of our previous shows I said that they should just pump in THC through the fucking ventilation?
If they sold weed in Taco Bell and let people smoke it there, do you know how much Taco Bell they would sell? It'd be
So
unbelievable.
much. They could give the weed away for free.
That's really cool.
Number 2.
Oh yeah, so that's done, and
Charge them $20 for a taco.
yeah, that's what I would do. Yeah, so that's all we really have as far as news stories. So we're going to take another break. We're going to go through a lot of the questions, and we'll come and do the Q&A part of the broadcast next. So if you have any really interesting questions, feel free to type them to us. Do you want to give the disclaimer, TJ?
Smoke pan every day.
No?
They know the disclaimer.
Don't call us.
There's
We'll
a lot of
call
new
you.
people out there.
If you call us, we will fucking ban you from our Skype list, so don't even try.
We will fucking go outside and ask Zeus to smite your ass.
And he will listen.
And he will fucking listen, because he's a fucking huge Drunken Peasants fan.
We have clout with Zeus, bitch.
Zeus.
You can't disprove his existence.
I had a personal experience with him, actually.
Me too.
You want that, TJ?
Yeah, so we'll be right back. Yeah. We're back.
Guess who's back?
Back again. Drunken Peasants are back.
Tell a friend.
It's true.
All right, so we're going to call some people now.
Let's call this faggot.
Get to the chopper.
Grab my hand.
Oh.
The Drunken Peasants Podcast.
Hello.
Hey, can you hear me well?
What?
You're a little faint.
Having a hard time hearing you.
It is better?
Yeah,
Yes,
that's better.
Yeah, we
way
hear you
better.
better now.
Yes.
Yeah, so my question is, would you guys make another podcast of discussing arguments like you did with Brett Keane? Let's say with Rebecca Watson or P.T. Myers or any of those people like that.
Well, I know PZ Myers will not come on a show like this. I can guarantee you.
Yeah,
that.
there's no way he would do that. He would, wouldn't even consider it.
As far as doing more stuff like that, I mean, our response to it was so positive and in our favor that I think that, it's definitely made us take notice and say, people kind of like this. So, yeah, I think you'll be seeing more of that. And actually, we're in talks to get Brett Keane in on another discussion with us. And maybe we'll even allow him to bring the very entertaining Gman along with him, as sort of comedy relief.
Because you know what? It reminds me of like one of those Royal Rumbles back in the WWF era, not just back in WWE.
It's very interesting that you say that because, well, you'll see.
Yeah.
Later this week, I think that will prove to be a prophetic statement.
Yeah, because the way that Gman spoke to TJ in the video that Gman made, it sounded like he was cutting a wrestling promo to me.
Yes.
Be a man, TJ.
Be a man.
What, can I ask one more question?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm asking for Ben. Ben, what do you prefer in the wrestling?
Oh, well, never mind.
Like, what? Only for Ben?
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm just.
Do you prefer back in the WWF era, where the Attitude era, where just rated R, or the new WWE, where like more kids-friendly crap?
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, I prefer the older stuff way better than the family-friendly crap. Absolutely. And it's partially because I'm over 30 years old and that's what I grew up on, and also I just can't get into the Disney style of wrestling.
Let's go, Cena.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Cena Show.
Yeah, but thanks for your questions though. Yeah, that question's like a no-brainer. All right.
Doom, 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 doom. Whenever you start hearing these random noises, because we're waiting for a call to connect.
It was like, yeah. So
that's the official, like, waiting for a hello.
Hey. Hello. How are you?
How are you?
How are you?
It's almost 6 in the morning here.
You're in Finland?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The hell are you doing there?
Yeah, what are you doing in Finland?
Everyone else is sleeping. I gotta keep quiet enough.
Okay.
Well, I may have to kill some soon. It is fine.
Whisper your question very gently.
What's going on?
Yeah. I would just like to know, could Ben maybe talk about what he does for a living? I'm not sure.
I'm a deep sea fisherman.
Ben sells Uncle Ben's rice.
Both of these things.
Yes.
Ben is a male prostitute.
Yeah.
Oh,
he caters exclusively
over 60.
To the over 60.
Right.
I'm actually on the clock right now. They pay me.
Yes. We only pay him half. We only pay him half of what he makes as a prostitute. But
he's eye candy for the show.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
The 10 cents an hour is still pretty good for him.
Thanks for the question. All right.
Moving on. We'll be right back.
Did we leave again?
No. Hello.
Hi.
Hello. How are you?
Good, and you?
Who was your daddy and what does he do? Don't bullshit me.
I can bullshit you if I so desire.
Get to the chopper.
Anyway, my question is, what's your opinion on the idea of man needing a common enemy to unite against? It's shown in a lot of movies and like video games and books, but do you think that's required for us all to unite under one government, or do you think we're going to unite under one government anyway?
I don't think it's required, but I think there's a good chance it could happen eventually.
Yeah, I mean, like, if all of mankind was focused on a larger problem, you would think that, I mean, internal squabbles would not vanish by any stretch of the imagination, but there would be a lot stronger of an impetus to solve them in short order.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to have in like a them definitely to accomplish your goals. It's like, well, why are we doing this? Well, them or that or this external force or factor or a group of people.
But it kind of depends also on how strong humanity is as a cohesive society by that point. Like if you're in like a Walking Dead scenario where everyone's scattered to the wind and everyone's just trying to survive, then the common enemy really doesn't bring them together. It really just puts them at odds with each other because
it puts them in direct competition for the limited resources.
Right. So I mean, it kind of depends on the context of the enemy and what our strength is against them. You know, but I mean, I think yeah. I mean, if you have a common foe, that definitely does push people together. It's not really the ideal situation for pushing people together, but yeah, it does work.
The only other thing I could think to ask, if you're going to ask the same question, is does Ben have a YouTube channel?
No.
Okay.
He has a RedTube channel.
Yeah.
You can see him on RedTube if you'd like.
He posts all of his with his clients, his elderly clients.
Yeah.
And he does live chat shows.
The aforementioned.
On, what are those sites? I don't know any of them offhand, but just...
Adult Friend Finder.
I don't know if you guys know this, but my old cameraman, Cody Weber, his girlfriend is a cam girl, and she sucks his cock on one of those video sites.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
I don't remember which one, but anyway, Ben is actually Cody's stunt cock because Cody doesn't want people to see his real cock, so he has his girlfriend suck Ben's cock in those videos.
It's like the movie Orgasmo, stunt cock.
Exactly.
And then Ben comes in there, they do the thing, and then it's over with.
That's what happens. So that answer your question?
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
You are very welcome.
You are welcome, sir.
All right. So,
I like the answer. Thank you. It's like you guys are idiots.
Yeah. I like that. How we can answer the question that way. People are complaining that the caller volume is low. I'm doing a few things here to try and boost it.
Damn,
I guess that's something.
Turn your fucking speakers up then.
Turn your station up.
I guess that's something we'll have to
Crybabies.
overcome.
You guys are just gonna have to fucking endure.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
All our shit looks fucking good here.
Yep.
Everything's
Shit is
turned up.
It's above and beyond reproach, so we good.
We good.
Yep.
We good. Motherfucker. Fucking good, bitch. Bitch, we good. Good, we bitch.
All right.
Who is this?
Let's see.
Are we calling this person?
Sure, whatever.
What is their question?
We don't even know.
We know.
I know. I can't see it from where I am. So Ben is basically picking the questions.
Not true. It's not me.
Did you pick them all?
I don't pick them.
George Carlin.
Hello.
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 Hello. How are you doing today?
I am a computer fan.
God, you sound a lot different on this. So,
Yes.
you want me to do the first one or the second one?
We want you to do it all.
Do it all, baby.
Do it in the ass.
All right. Well, I'll do the second one.
All right.
All right.
Go ahead. Sounds good,
So,
bro.
In the Star Trek universe,
Uh-huh.
they use teleporters, and what they do. I was really tired when I came up with this, by the way.
Okay.
So basically, how the teleporters work on it is that they take the atoms and they dismember them, and then the atoms get shot off to like some area, and then they get reconnected.
Yes.
So what that means is that even though it's technically the same person, wouldn't it mean that, like, the consciousness stopped and then it restarted? So it means it's a different person with a different type of awareness.
What are you on right now?
I don't know.
Okay.
Like, do you think it would be like a different awareness? And that even though they're like a clone, they have like the same atoms.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
stuff?
I don't know.
Well-
It's kind of like, there's an episode where like Riker's transporter
Yes.
signal gets caught.
He becomes another person.
Yeah, I mean, so there's two Rikers. So I mean, really, what it kind of is, it's almost like they kill you and then create a clone of you elsewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, it is kind of fucking strange.
There was also the episode in The Next Generation where they found Scotty. He had been basically in suspended animation because his transporter pattern had been saved in a computer for, I think it was like over 100 years at that point or something like that.
Yeah.
What sort of crazy contrivance can we come up with to get Scotty back on the
I can't
show?
believe you actually answered that.
Oh, sorry.
We're actually pretty big Star Trek fans, and we spent a lot of time watching it.
Yes.
And let's just say that there's an afterlife on that show.
No, there's not.
Would that mean
Nope.
like there would be
Nope.
multiple Captain Kirks and
no.
stuff, and they'd have like a bowling alley? And they'd,
No,
like, play
actually,
together and stuff?
actually, Captain Kirk was sucked into a space-time anomaly known as the Nexus, where he and Captain Picard met and came up with a plan to stop the evil Sauron from blowing up a star and destroying life on a Class M planet.
Yeah, so there you
So
go.
Kirk came back in
I
time.
hope I don't get banned by the stupid question.
No, way to set it up. You should have just asked the question. God, you're an idiot.
That's pretty bad when Ben is the one to call you out on being an idiot.
What are you trying to say?
Because you're a lot nicer than us generally.
Yeah, it's true. All right. Yeah, I like this.
Call any random person. It
I
doesn't
like how he's trying to throw Star Trek questions at us, and we just came back like, well, fuck you.
Yeah, we've all seen that shit a million times.
Yeah.
Dina.
Hello.
Hello.
My question is, do you think television is sort of becoming obsolete?
Yes.
When you say
Because,
when you say
in what
television,
respect?
do you mean television as in the actual like TV set with like the broadcast, or do you mean like the programming? Because it seems like the programming is still pretty popular and finding like a second life online and shit. But as far as the actual like device with the cable or satellite hookup, yeah, that's definitely going like bye.
Yeah, I mean more like the device, because like all my friends at school and stuff, like they never watch TV, and I don't remember the last time I like sat down and watched a whole TV show. So
I tend to do it sometimes when I'm high, but
I remember when they got rid of analog broadcasts
mostly
with
Netflix,
television.
though.
And that's how I knew television was in decline, when they actually stopped the regular analog broadcasts.
Pretty much everything is digital
It
now.
was like 6 years ago or so.
Yeah, and I even when I have a TV, but it's like a smart TV, and like mostly I watch Netflix and stuff on it.
Yeah, so yeah, we use the TV as almost like a consumer device. Like, hey, we want to watch this on a really big screen. Like, but it's mostly from online where we're getting the content.
By the way, I love your Skype picture. I'm gonna put it up.
I got that from the other podcast.
Yeah, I'm gonna
But
put
you didn't make the photo alterations that I recommended, though.
Yeah, I'm not much of an expert in Photoshop,
Yeah.
so.
Well, that's just sad.
I just put it up on the screen so people can see it. It's pretty good.
It's all good.
Yeah, I'm pretty proud of it.
Are you a fan of SE?
I'm a fan of her tits.
Well,
good job.
We're in agreement then, sir.
Good job, buddy.
Yeah. So
Anyway,
we'll move on.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Good riddance. Damn it. You for some reason. Yeah. No. He was all right.
We fucking hate you, buddy.
Fuck you.
Fuck you, Belma.
You did nothing wrong, but fuck you.
That cunt is a douchebag, and I fucking hate him. Let's see here.
That cunt is a fucking douchebag, and I fucking hate him.
I thought you said it was a cunt. How can he be a douchebag as well?
He's a cunt and a douchebag. He's a douche cunt.
I see.
He's a cunt douche.
Kandouche.
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 Oh, you're my little kandouche.
Isn't that like an affectionate name for an Indian
Yeah.
kid or an Indian dish?
You're my little kandouche.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's
Hardeep.
This guy's not answering. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Fuck him. He's a communist.
Fuck you, commie.
Let's see.
You fucking communist cocksucker.
No, I can't.
Go suck some commie cock.
If they're capitalists, though, please stop.
Stylish.
Some of the messages we get, they're not even questions. Honestly.
They're like, I love
Hey
tacos.
guys, poop on my head.
If you, if two rules, if it's not a question, don't send it. And if you're just going to keep sending us the same fucking question over and over and over again, out of spite, we will not answer your question.
Yeah, chances are if we didn't select it one of the 3,000 other times, it's still not good enough.
It's still a bad question, or we just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Right. Or, it's just too generalized. Like, we've had one guy that's maybe sent us 1,000 times, what do you guys think of Israel? It's like, that's too open-ended. Why don't you come up with a more specific question?
Yeah, exactly. More specific. Oh, this is the guy that drew the picture for us.
Let's compliment him on his drawing.
Drawings.
Good drawing, mate. Good fucking drawing.
What's up?
We
Hey.
we like your drawing.
Drawing thing.
Fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Though,
What's your favorite part?
Did you hear our?
we do have some criticism, though. TJ is far too skinny.
That's not a criticism.
It's been a while since I've checked out his body, so I really didn't know.
Wow.
Sure.
Why?
Hasn't been too long, I hope. Oh.
Yeah.
Ben is shorter than me. Ben.
Yeah, I was going from more like a Jay and Silent Bob thing.
No.
So
Yeah,
that's why-
Ben needs to be shorter.
Ben is actually
And
7 feet tall.
I need to be way more muscular.
I think Galen should remain just a floating head.
You need to upgrade Galen's nose like 3 sizes.
And Galen's nose grew 3 sizes too large.
Scotty doesn't look nearly effeminate enough. Cult of Dusty looks like fucking Luigi.
Luigi from the wrong side of the tracks.
Yeah, bad Luigi.
He's ghetto Luigi.
Waluigi.
No, that's just lame.
Yeah, don't forget about that. That's what his mustache is what Scotty's mouth looks like in that picture.
Cool.
You sure got a pretty mouth.
Your mouth is pretty, boy.
Anyway, so I do have a question.
All right.
Okay.
And that's what's the stupidest slash funniest men's rights activist position that you've heard?
Men's rights?
Yeah, men's rights activists. If you've listened to the videos on YouTube, it's kind of obscure, but
I have never
I find
listened.
most of the arguments to be pretty awful. Sometimes they make sense, but not very often.
I think some of it makes sense, but what really doesn't make sense is just approaching it from, like, the thing that I think that the men's rights guys don't really get is that they're just mimicking feminism. Every criticism they've made of feminism that's valid is pretty much equally applicable to them because they're just doing the same divisive, like, we need to focus on the rights of this gender. It's like, no, we need to focus on egalitarianism.
Yeah.
And they don't really seem to grasp that. It's like, who's really got it bad is men. It's like, then it's like women are like, who's really got it bad is women. It's like, maybe, just fucking maybe, both genders experience problems unique to themselves.
Poppycock!
So maybe we should work on addressing everyone's issues and stop trying to have, like, a battle of the sexes that doesn't even make sense. That's my take, I guess.
Have you ever heard them talk about hypergamy?
Uh-uh.
Well, hypergamy is this concept that women just naturally go after richer males for mates, and that this is just something that's just embedded into their DNA or something. I'm not exactly sure where they get the idea from. But what strikes me as so dumb about it is that it's very easy to kind of knock this behavior down. All you need to do is have a spine and not open up your wallet. But yet this seems to be like this great evil that they complain about all the time.
Women, like, trying to, like, I mean, like, if you're a guy and you have money and you're super protective of it, then you can't possibly, there's no way a woman can just manipulate you into fucking giving that money to her unless she actually has something on you, in which case it's your own damn fault. You know, a fool and his money are soon parted.
Stardust. He seems to represent it as another way.
It's just
seems to represent all women as like succubi
it's
who are just
because
capable of controlling your mind and wallet somehow.
They want to just take their own like issues and try to make it into some sort of like philosophy on life.
Yeah, this is a representative of a ton of like women. This is like all women because I was in this bad relationship, therefore all women are bad.
Exactly. So I mean, it's like it's the same, but you see the same thing on the feminist side. Like you just see like, oh, my boyfriend was mean to me and he was a piece of shit, so all men are garbage. And it's just the opposite. It's just the equal and opposite reaction of that, and they can't see it. So that's my opinion.
Gotcha. Does anyone else have anything to say?
My dog just took a shit on the floor.
All right.
Best ad lib
Is that
ever.
the little one?
Yeah.
The brown one?
Yeah, the little brown one.
Who just left a little brown one.
She just left little brown ones. She dropped some kids off at the pool, but not at the pool, on the carpet.
The carpet pool.
You should go pick them back up. Like whenever people use that expression, they never go back to pick up the kids, and I think they're a fucking psychopath.
Yeah, they just let the kids drown at the pool.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Less kids.
Is it kind of ironic that the turds could be like kind of brownish or black though, and they left them to die?
I don't know.
Well, no, it's like okay, you guys must not know the stereotype like black people can't swim.
Oh.
Oh God.
It's pretty obscure.
That's really not obscure.
It's pretty obscure.
Okay, whatever.
Pretty damn obscure, Scotty.
TJ's already being called the amazing racist, Scotty.
TJ is incredibly racist. Like one time we were at some place and he's like, "I see black people. Let's leave immediately." And he ran out and grabbed a gun and was scared. And
yeah.
He's like, "Let's leave immediately, Scotty. I think we'll be killed in like
true story
and mugged."
Stu Trory. Do we want to clean up dog shit or do we want to?
I'm not cleaning up dog shit.
Take up another call.
Athena, come and eat that.
Eat your poop, Athena.
No, Freya will come and eat it.
Oh God.
All right.
Athena's outsourced it
to Mexico.
Freya's Mexican now. Hey, senor.
Actually, Athena is Mexican. So
yeah.
This is kind of a reverse of the
it's
usual
reverse,
situation.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello to you as well. I can't do it. Just let's not.
Okay.
Let's not.
Yeah. Another thing is like if you are a troll, try to use a regular voice.
Yeah, at least at first to lure us into a false sense of security. You know.
Yeah, like I have a question, guys. It's all like my penis.
It's like, hey guys.
Yeah.
Hey, drunken peasants, what's up? Is this Barney the fucking dinosaur calling us or something?
I love you, drunken peasants. Let's be
I
friends.
love you. You love me.
No, we do not love you, Barney. Even when I was a kid, I hated that shit. No one liked that shit.
Barney is fucking garbage.
You're garbage, Barney.
You're fucking rubbish. You're fucking rubbish.
Thanks, TJ.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that. Can I ask my question?
No.
Yes.
Oh.
Ask your question, sir.
I've been experiencing like talking to a ton of fucking libertarians, and it's just like the same.
That's a not recommended.
Results may vary.
No, it's just like I watched your videos on free market capitalism, and you were obviously highly, I don't know, you didn't like it, and the general consensus is that you were wrong, and I don't know, it's been a while.
I thought you were going to say, for a second there, I thought you were going to say he was obviously high. But then you said, you were obviously highly.
But like, I mean, what are you guys' thoughts on it now, like libertarianism as a whole and like free market shit?
Free market, I mean, like, the only way I could sum it up is just by citing the old libertarian joke, like, how many libertarians does it take to change a light bulb? None. The free market will take care of it.
Yeah.
That's just their entire, like, they literally think that every key component to a successful society will emerge naturally if we simply allow the markets to be free.
So, like, you know, if people need roads bad enough, they'll just pay to build their own roads.
Yes.
to drive to work on, and if anyone else drives on it, there'll be nothing but private roads everywhere.
Yeah, and it just I was kind of okay with it at first, but like it just seems like such a concept of, oh well, what about the poor people? Nope, no government interference. Fuck them. Free market will, it just I don't know. It just doesn't seem like
the free market will kill them for us. Don't worry. Once they dead, they won't be hungry or poor no more.
No, yeah, and as we just showed earlier, once you're homeless and you're sleeping in the fucking desert, you'll get taken care of. Yeah,
I just want to say that if I ever go to jail, it's gonna be for beating the shit out of a libertarian in a car in front of me. Because like every once in a while, I'll get behind a car of some crazy libertarian asshole with like 1 million stickers. That each one of them pisses me off more than the last.
Honestly, I've noticed the same with people with Obama stickers too. Are pretty shitty drivers.
Yes,
driving their Prius.
People who feel the need to display their political and social opinions on the back of their car in general do not impress me.
Do you know what the thing is? The hugest free market failure in America is the healthcare system. The U.S. spends so much more than every other country in the world per capita. And it's like, okay, well, we're spending the most money, so obviously we're going to get the best results, right? And we don't. And it's just like, okay, this is a giant fucking scam.
Yeah, it's like, and what I don't really get about them is like, I was talking to them and they're like, the liberals, they're trying to control this and that, and they remind me of the people on South Park. I don't know if you've seen them, but they're like, they took our jobs. But instead of jobs, it's just everything. And I'm like, I don't get it. And they're like, oh, that's just the liberal media brainwashing you. It's like, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, like, when it comes to mainstream political opinion in America,
it's
like,
bullshit anyway.
I don't really agree with the mainstream conservatives. I really don't agree with mainstream liberals. I really don't agree at all with fucking libertarians.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's, maybe like some of the further left parties, like the Green Party or something like that, might have some appeal. But
yeah, definitely not the mainstream party.
Those are like so far on the fringes that they might as well just not exist.
It seems like even the champions of the libertarians, at least the Rand and Ron Paul, they're not as socially liberal as you would expect a libertarian to be.
Yeah, and they're
like nuts.
Yeah,
that's and it was funny because I was on Reddit where they worship Ron Paul as a god, and I saw this article about like the Obama administration. I think it was a transparency article. It was basically saying that they're a very not transparent administration, which is perfectly true. And being critical of Obama, I have no problem with. But there was this post in there that was basically like, if only we'd elected Ron Paul. That was the logical choice. So I started pointing out, all these issues where Ron Paul was basically batshit crazy. Like he wants to bring back the gold standard. He wants to, outlaw abortion. He wants to make it to where states can recognize religion.
Legal pot though.
Because he doesn't.
Not worth it.
Yeah. So the libertarian commenter basically told me, well, the president really doesn't have any power over any of that, so, don't worry.
Oh, yeah, he's just the most powerful man on the planet.
I'm just like, yes, the president is just this limp-wristed weakling who has no power to affect
Sorry, guys,
policy.
can't really help on that legislation.
All I could say to them was, you don't really seem to understand the power that the presidency holds, and he's just like, you'd have no argument against me.
That's total bullshit.
I'm like, okay, well,
look at Obama's first term.
Enjoy your retardation.
Yeah, look at Obama's first term. He pretty much single-handedly pressured the Congress into passing the Affordable Care Act.
Exactly, which the libertarians are like, look at Obama passing all this stuff, and then they want to say, well, Ron Paul wouldn't have that much power. I mean, the office of president has gotten a lot more powerful recently, not less.
One thing I've noticed is that Ron Paul and Rand Paul, they didn't have the courage to leave the Republican Party, but someone like Gary Johnson actually did. So I think Gary Johnson is more along the lines of a libertarian that I could probably agree with more.
Respect.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually have some respect for.
Yeah.
Rand Paul I could never respect because he actually endorsed Mitt Romney over his own father, which, like...
that just goes to show.
I mean, like, I'm sorry, that's just a scumfucky thing to do. I don't care what your motives are.
Yeah, no lie.
Yeah.
I mean, if he was in total political opposition to his father, then it was like a philosophical choice, then fine. But clearly he's more in line with what his father says than what fucking Mitt Romney says. So it's not a philosophically sound choice. It's basically just a political choice, which just shows that he's just another fucking politician. He's nothing special. He's not some revolutionary that's coming to change things. He's just another fucking pretender. And really, like, Rand Paul has toned down the libertarian rhetoric. He's not nearly the libertarian that his father was, and his father is not nearly the libertarian that people think he is.
Yeah, and I think he was more libertarian at one point when he was actually running with the Libertarian Party.
Yes.
I think now he understands. Well, I don't think Ron Paul is going to run for president again.
No,
that'd be silly.
He understood when he was running for president that he needs that Republican money, and he also needs to be on the ballot in every state, which isn't always necessarily true for third-party candidates. So.
Yes, that's true.
I mean, they should just let more parties on anyway, but not him.
Yeah. Well, thanks for the call. Move on to somebody else.
MoveOn.borg.
MoveOn.borg.
Get rid of it.
Resistance is fucking futile. All right.
Answer the fucking call, bastard. There you go.
Hello?
Hello.
Whoa.
Whoa.
What's up, you guys?
What the fuck was that?
Are you at an airport or something like that?
I'm outside right now. That's the way I can get connection.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So, what's up?
I wanted to ask you guys a few questions.
Okay.
Okay.
What do you think about the military draft of Israel? About the ultra-Orthodox?
I don't know enough about it to offer an opinion, honestly. I haven't read anything about that. Anyone?
Basically, this is about since 1948.
Mm-hmm.
The ultra-Orthodox were exempt from service, and now they're forced to serve, and they're threatening to cut off their aid to their yeshivas.
Mm-hmm. So the ultra-Orthodox Jews in Israel were exempt from serving, and now they're no longer going to be exempt? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Now they're protesting.
Uh-huh. I really don't have much to say on that, honestly. I don't really know enough about it to offer any sort of compelling opinion.
Yeah, and the only reason I ended the call with him is because of all the background noise out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you live in a country with a conscription law, I don't know if people should be exempted just because they're more devout in the religion. They're more orthodox than some other people.
It seems like a step in the right direction for sure. I mean, why should someone be exempted when everyone else is not? That doesn't really make any sense.
I don't even think that conscription should exist unless it's like in wartime, though, anyway.
I don't think it should, but if you're already there and it's already a country that does it,
yeah.
I don't think they should play favorites.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So-
definitely not.
Either everyone has to or no one has to.
Yeah. Yeah, and they even, I mean, I've noticed there that, there's just as many women in the military in Israel as men. Maybe not 100%, but there's a lot of women in the military there.
Yeah?
Yeah, comparatively to some other countries.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Yep.
Especially since, like, Judaism has a lot of anti-woman sentiments, perhaps even more so than Christianity.
Yeah, that is true.
But obviously they're maybe not acknowledging that as much because, cultures tend to diverge from the religions that are their basis, as we've seen.
All right.
Sam Howard.
Yeah. This should be interesting.
Did you hear?
Turn it down.
Whoa now. Whoa now.
Turn it down.
Okay.
All right. What's your question? Turn it down.
Turn it off, for fuck's sake. No.
All right, goodbye.
You're retarded. Sorry.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
We tried.
We tried and we tried and we tried.
Fucking told you, buddy. We told you.
We fucking told you.
We fucking told you, sir.
You fucking's wrongs.
Smash your head like an apple.
Squish it like a little grape.
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 You are grape.
You are just grape. I crush you. We crush you.
I must break you.
Ivan Draco.
Answer phone so we crush you.
Yeah, no one's answering.
Dr. Smurf is trying to call back.
Dr. Smurf.
Right, well.
I guess that's okay since
Yeah.
we tried to call him earlier. Hello?
Hey.
Turn your shit down or off or whatever. There you go.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
I don't know if they can hear me or not.
Yes.
Yep, we hear you.
We can hear you.
We hear you.
You have 10 seconds to figure out your issue. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Ben cut you off earlier. He wasn't willing to wait.
Ben was not a generous god.
Ben was a nasty motherfucker.
Why couldn't he hear us? What the hell's going on?
It was probably on his end, dude. We haven't had a problem with anyone else.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and everything
we're
looks
fine.
good.
It's on his end. He has
All right.
the wrong speaker settings. It's not up to us to fucking fix them.
Why would you call us when your stuff isn't working? Come on, man.
Why would you call?
What are you thinking?
He's calling again.
All right.
Give him one more chance.
This is your last chance.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello. Can you hear us?
I can't hear you guys if you can hear me right now. So if you're still there, I'll just go ahead and ask the question and let you respond
Yeah,
to it.
sure, whatever.
I was wondering, how do you explain to a theist that the few arguments that they do have about first causes are actually deist arguments, and that you can't make a jump from deism to theism without, like, exploding their heads?
That actually is a fucking frustrating thing. Because you'll have these deists that'll be like, look, something must cause the universe. Can't be an uncaused cause.
But there's no
So-
cause for God.
So there must be a creator. But even if you accept that shitty argument that totally bypasses the fact that it still leaves God himself unexplained, even if you just accept it, it does not prove a Christian God or a Muslim God. All it proves would be a deistic God that we know nothing further about. But Christians that make this argument just don't seem to fucking grasp that simple fact. And if I knew how to make them recognize that, then I would be, I don't know, I'd be rich or something. Because I've seen Christopher Hitchens try to make that argument to people, and they're just like, "What you're saying makes no sense." So,
If there was something to create things, must have been God.
If Hitchens couldn't convince them that they were making a deistic argument and not a theistic argument, then I don't know how the fuck I stand a chance.
I think the answer is you don't. They're theists.
So we'll call this next person, and hopefully they can hear us. Everyone else could, though, so I think everything should be okay.
It's all good, Ben. You're being paranoid, buddy.
Hello?
Hello. My question is, have you guys ever read George Orwell's 1984?
Yes.
Yeah, I read it.
We all have read it.
Okay, in the book, as you know, Big Brother controls sexual reproduction and tries to abolish sexual pleasures to gain power by using sexual tensions and guilt to control the populace.
Right.
Religions, especially Abrahamic religions, tend to do the same. My question to you is, do you think that they do this unconsciously or actively?
I think that it's probably mostly unconscious, but I think that the reasons that they do it, the underlying reasons, are because it does make people easier to control.
Okay.
Yeah, my perspective as someone who grew up in the Catholic Church was I always felt like they did it intentionally.
Yeah, I grew up Mormon, so it always felt for me that they were trying to do it intentionally, but then I look on all these other religions and it just seems...
It's not even just religion either. I mean, like, there's elements of that in, like, a lot of modern-day feminist rhetoric and stuff, too. Like,
I've sort of seen that.
Yeah, like, your sexuality is not allowed to express itself in certain ways. Because there are ways that some people deem like insensitive to them personally.
No, remember, no P to V.
Yeah, like there's the feminists that say that all penis in vagina sex is rape.
Is rape. Or
Yeah.
like if I masturbate with my hand represents vagina, that's rape.
Okay. I've never
I've
heard
heard that one too.
I've not heard that yet, but
That sounds like
Jesus.
a bridge too far. But if that's actually something that said, that's pretty ridiculous.
So yeah, I mean they have it going on too. I mean, there's a lot of groups that try to control sexuality. I mean, like,
Well, they know it's so important to people. People make a lot of their decisions, their whole life decisions, based around sexuality. Like who do I hang out with? Like, where do I go? Like who am I going to spend my life with this time with? So.
It's a religion's way of literally getting you by the balls.
And they also want you to be someone of the same religion too, to keep that going. Like then you need to bring your children here, and you need to indoctrinate them.
And the fact, yeah, and they want to control sex, and they want to say that sex is only right and proper in a very rigidly defined context,
a very limited scope. Like for procreation, it's fine.
It's like, okay, well, can I have sex with someone who is of the same sex? No. Can I have sex from behind? No. Can I have sex with her on top? No. Can I have sex just for fun and not for procreation? No. So I mean, and once you control that aspect of someone's life, I mean, you basically you're controlling one of the driving biological functions of human beings at that point. So I mean, of course they're interested in controlling that. But I don't really think that there was ever a time when these religious leaders were like scheming this shit out. I think this is something that developed over time, probably based on some random whims of some random people. But at this point, they're recognized as a means of control.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Do you want to do some more?
We can do a couple more.
All right. Let's see.
Pick a random motherfucker. That guy.
This guy right here.
Oh yeah, we're just gonna call him.
Yeah, you want to?
Yeah, why not?
All right.
If it'll see if he'll answer.
It'll be funny. Kind of like how he called us.
Don't call us. We'll call you.
Oh, hold on a second. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
I was on the Nephilim Free Show. I don't know if you guys are aware of him, but I was having a conversation with him. What's up?
Oh, sorry.
Not too much.
We had some background noise coming from you.
Actually, I don't think that's me. I think that might be you guys. Let me check, though.
I don't
I've got
think
a
it's
condenser mic that shuts all that down.
Is it us?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
So am I live right now, or
Yes.
we just talking on Skype?
Yeah, we just randomly called you for fun.
Well, why not?
Yeah.
So Brett, I noticed you're all white now.
All white? Oh, the hair? Yeah.
Yeah, back in the day, I mean, you kind of had a little bit of gray, but I think you dyed it a lot. So
yeah, my hair actually went gray completely, like Moses at about 15 years old.
Jeez.
So I had to dye it. Yeah, people were calling me Moses in the school. What can you do?
Wow, that's pretty crazy. I knew a guy that went bald around that age, but I get what would you rather? Would you rather go gray at that age or bald at that age?
I'd say gray.
Yeah, I would say gray too.
Bald.
The wife loves the hair. She refers to me as the gray fox, so I'm good on that. I don't think I'd do good. I seem to grow hair very fast. I'm not losing it, but I stay white. It's sad. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
we can hear you.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah. So you want to be on next week, and
yeah, we were thinking about having you on. Maybe you could bring Gman on again if he wants to.
Gman.
If he wants to come along. I don't think
you guys didn't like true empiricism, huh?
No,
we didn't care for him too much.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's nothing personal. We don't know him or anything like that, but yeah, it's just irritating.
I think also there was just too many people
Yeah.
trying to be in on the same conversation at that point.
Would you guys have an issue with Galaxy of Dreams? She actually enjoys your content.
Well,
DJ, so-
she's okay because she's not really too talkative anyway.
She won't say much. That's fine.
Would it be okay if J Dubs comes on just simply to record?
I guess.
Okay. All right, I'll ask Gman. Gman has actually already made a video at you on his channel. I don't know if you've had time because you're busy and everything. But
I have seen it. I have seen it.
Yeah.
Okay. I told him it probably wasn't a good idea how he handled it and everything, but he's pretty happy with himself, so he went ahead with it.
Okay.
He seems very happy with himself. I will admit that.
That does seem a trait that is consistent throughout his videos.
character.
Yeah.
Sure.
I heard a third user over there. Is that Scott?
Yeah.
Yep, that's Scotty.
How you doing, Scott?
Pretty good.
So,
yeah,
did you ever get Ted Nugent on the show? That would have been pretty cool.
Oh, no. No, we didn't get him on.
No, we can't get Ted.
Yeah.
Would you?
Oh.
He's in exile.
Maybe we could just get you to wear a hat and be our Ted Nugent or something.
Oh, sheesh. I'm not really a big hunter, though.
Okay.
Cat scratch fever. I can sing a little bit.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you guys got any more questions you want to talk to me about?
No, we just kind of called you at random.
Yeah, because you were sending us messages, and we thought, if we're going to have you on next week, we might as well have you on now so we can talk about it and, just let everyone know.
Yeah, that this is something that's going to happen. And
yes.
So we'll work out more details.
Are you going to do like a video to announce it? Do you do that with your shows?
We usually open the room about 1 to 2 days in advance, and we put the title of like who's going to be on in the description. But yeah, we usually promote it.
Yeah,
as much as we can.
We'll make sure that as many people know as possible.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right. I do appreciate you guys having me on the show last time, and thank you for calling me up. Just give me a link and let me know whenever you're ready to do it. And well, you don't have to give me a link; you just call me on Skype, right?
Yeah. All right. And we were really interested in having you on because it seemed like out of everyone that came with you, you pretty much spoke the least. With aside from the one girl that kept pretty silent most of the time.
Well, I enjoy hearing everybody, but I think what happened is, and I think you guys might remember, is Paul's ego, he asked me to politely shut the fuck up. And I said, okay, I'll do that.
All right. We won't. Well, Paul probably will not be on the time because it's just too many people. But I think if we get like a I was thinking about bringing Dusty on though.
Yeah, because we saw the video.
We did see that video
towards Dusty.
Yeah.
Would you be interested in talking to Dusty?
Sure.
Okay. We're just making sure that's cool with you.
Wouldn't mind having Paul's ego on there as well, but if he says shut the fuck up, I'm not gonna push. That's not my way.
Okay. Well,
all right.
Well, thanks, Brett. We're gonna go ahead and let you go for now, but we'll see you again next week.
Yes.
Thank you a lot.
Thank you.
Take it easy.
Bye.
Bye, Brett. So there we go. A perfectly cordial discussion with Brett Keane.
I didn't know. I never knew Brett before, the last few interactions with him. Is he behaving in a different way than maybe?
It's very hard to tell because you never really know. Brett's usually playing a few different angles at once, so we'll see.
I think the next show will be very interesting.
It'll be interesting to see how he prepares for it and what he brings forth during that discussion.
Because we definitely need Dusty on the show because he made a video and he said he's like basically the equivalent of a third grader.
Yes.
In his intelligence and his education.
Yeah, so everyone go to, I don't know where everyone should go.
Everyone go to Mexico. Come on.
No.
We're going on a cruise.
I was going to say everyone should go to Dusty, but I just realized we already have lines of communication with Dusty, and that's not necessary.
Yes.
So whatever. And I noticed that Undertaker Freak has not expressed interest in being on our show yet.
No.
I'm so shocked.
What is wrong?
If anyone hasn't seen Gman's video calling out TJ,
do you guys want to just download it and play it to end the show?
I can just put it up. I don't even have to download it.
I'm not going to do. I have a special reaction plan for it, but we can at least watch it in the meantime and just kind of comment on it a little bit.
Yep. Yeah, I'll do that here.
So we're gonna close the show by responding to Gman, or at least maybe not responding to him necessarily, but just mocking him, I guess.
Yeah, the response is coming this week, though.
But an official Amazing Atheist response will be coming to Gman.
Yeah.
And it will not be. Well, I won't give up way too much, but it'll be.
It's
fun.
not something you're going to expect. Let's put it that way.
It will not be the typical Amazing Atheist video. Ben is working on it.
Yeah. And of course, the crazy YouTube auto sign outs that have been happening.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck is up with YouTube lately, but it seems to love to sign us out of our accounts.
All right, let's see here.
G-Man.
And the Masters of the Universe. All right, so we'll just put this up here. And
bam. There we go.
Prepare to see the Amazing Atheist destroyed with logic and reason.
I want you guys to watch as I fucking am totally obliterated. Wondershare.
I am on cloud 9.
I'm on cloud 8.
I was in a phone call,
which is very near cloud 9. Does his shirt say wank?
Walk by.
Walk by. I thought it said wank.
Wank.
Wank by.
G-Man, wank by.
Yes. And some Rudy Poo named Ben.
Rudy Poo,
you Rudy Poo, candy ass Ben.
What the hell?
Yeah.
You're a Rudy Poo. You weren't even mean to him at all.
I know. That's the
funny
one
thing.
of the nice people.
You were so nice.
There's no words there.
During the whole call, you never said anything negative towards him or anyone else. It was all me and Paul.
Yeah. All I ever did was if I thought they said something stupid, I just replied to it.
Yeah, I mean, and very politely too.
Yeah, and he said things like, "Oh, well, you're not an evolutionist because you don't believe in the Big Bang," and stupid shit like that. And I was
Which
like, "Well,
didn't even make sense."
Yeah.
And we do believe in the Big Bang.
You can, yeah, but I guess it's true to still be an evolutionist and not believe in the Big Bang.
Right. Sure.
So Anyway. Yeah, it's funny how he felt the need to attack me when I did not attack him at all.
And Wondershare TM.
Yeah.
Just pay for the fucking software, dude.
Yeah.
How much could?
But wait, TJ, he doesn't monetize his videos. Remember?
That's right.
Yeah.
Some other guy by the name of Paul's
losing out on that 2 cents a month.
And I presented my argument for the existence of God, and you want to know what happened? To my surprise, nothing.
Nothing.
They could not refute my argument. That's right. The Amazing Atheist, the godfather of the atheist community.
You're the godfather, man.
Make him an
offer he can't refuse.
Could not refute my argument.
Okay, let me just take a crack at refuting your argument right here real quick. Your evidence for God is that you had personal experience. When I said to you, "Hey, well, what if I have personal experience of atheism?" You said, "Prove it." So how can personal experience be proof for you, but personal experience is not proof for me or apparently anyone else who disagrees with you? There you go. Your argument is refuted. Now you can fuck off.
Because God exists, TJ.
Whoever that guy is, in Paul's ego, or the Drunken Peasants, or whatever we're calling those guys these days, they could not refute my argument. So,
hey, we should put that in our intro. The Drunken Peasants, or whatever these guys call themselves these days, they could not refute my argument. That needs to be part of our intro from now on.
The purpose of this video is to challenge the Amazing Atheist, the godfather of the atheist community, the most popular atheist on YouTube.
Okay, so I think right there it's very revealing as to why he's so excited. He's on cloud 9.
He's on cloud 9.
He likes the attention.
Oh, of course.
Of course he does.
And that's why he calls the atheist experience and all that, he likes the attention.
He's a total attention whore. That's so obvious. Look at the way he's dressed. I mean, he's an attention whore. He's wearing an orange hat and a yellow shirt
with some bad handwriting on it.
Yeah.
Go get go get someone with a steady hand to write that at least,
Yeah.
Or take a few seconds
on the existence of God.
You can't. You know what? Even implying that you can really debate the existence of God, aside from just one side spewing their bullshit and the other side saying, well, I don't believe in that. Can you prove it to me? You can't really get outside of that.
But, you know, the funny thing about him is that he does think he can prove it. He just can't.
He's basically suffering from like delusions of like almost grandeur, you want to say, because he believes that he's right, everyone else is totally wrong, and that's it. It's just like this is he's like, the jury's in, case closed, God exists. These guys can't prove me wrong, so. And he just doesn't realize that that's not how that's how it works. He's the one saying God exists, and we're just saying, okay, where's the evidence? Where's the proof? We just don't believe that.
But you know, we had this discussion during the debate, and their idea of burden of proof is that atheists make the positive statement that God doesn't exist.
So the question is, you know, if he just proved it during the last debate, why does he want another debate so badly?
Exactly.
Like, if he just destroyed you so badly in the last debate, why does he feel like another debate is even necessary?
But I'll be responding to his debate challenge on the Amazing Atheist channel later this week.
That's right.
So stay tuned for that.
I am challenging the most popular atheist on YouTube, arguably anyway, to a debate on the existence of God, because I can prove to him that God exists, or at the least, I can show him that there is evidence for the existence of God.
No, you can't.
Now,
there's anecdotal evidence at best.
He has no real evidence.
Yeah, his evidence is purely anecdotal.
Yeah.
And it's...
Would you want to be tried in a court of law based on anecdotal evidence?
Of course not. No one would.
That sounds like a witch trial, basically.
Yeah. You know, would you want to be tried in a court of law based on someone else's personal experience?
Fuck no.
I mean, that's kind of what happens when you are on trial, and it's just someone's eyewitness testimony that's placing you in the But that's why eyewitness testimony has actually been widely discredited. It's a shame that it's actually still used as compelling evidence, because it's really not.
Right. But for him, it's not even eyewitness testimony. It's within his own mind. It's what he hears within his own mind. He hears God basically deliver magic 8-ball answers to his prayers.
Yes.
You know, he claims to have a 100%
prayer
return
answer rate.
Yeah,
he's totally delusional.
But
the answers are yes, no, and wait.
You get more answers from a magic 8-ball than that.
Yeah, at least it'll say like reply hazy, try again.
Yeah. Outcome uncertain.
Even 8-balls are more skeptical than this guy. Even the magic 8-ball is more skeptical.
the question is, will the amazing one have the testicular fortitude to accept my challenge? I mean, he took a challenge with sticking a banana up his butt. Yeah,
that wasn't a challenge.
Yeah.
What was that challenge? Was that like the shove your banana up your ass challenge to win $10,000?
Yeah.
For Publishers Clearinghouse.
I wish.
Publishers Clearing. That is awesome. I hope they do that someday.
That's a Publishers Clearinghouse. If you're listening,
hurry up on that.
We got a concept for you.
I like how he brings that up every time though. Like, if he was so,
why is he wearing yellow? Is he trying to look like a banana to entice me?
I think so.
He wants you to shove him up your butt.
I think that is what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny though because
he looks really, really small.
Yeah, I think that's just the camera angle.
It may be, but I mean, he looks like if that door is not raised, then
he looks
very
like 5'5".
small.
He does look short.
I don't know. He could be taller.
He may be on like a step or something like that.
Yeah, there might be
That is
steps
true.
there, and
Yeah.
I just can't see him because of the angle.
no problem doing that. But the question is can he stand up for his atheism? Can he prove that his lack of a belief in a god or a gods is actually valid?
Wow. That last statement is just such a big statement. Can you prove that your lack of belief in a god or gods is actually valid?
Well, I mean, you could ask the same question of his disbelief. I would assume his disbelief in Santa Claus or the Easter Bunny or Zeus or any other god that's ever existed, supposedly according to, whatever mythologies around the world. I mean, at one point we were living in tribal societies where every tribe had its own gods. And it's gods of the river and of the trees and of the sky and of the mountain.
Yeah, paganism.
Yeah, and it just so happens that Christianity ended up becoming the official religion of the Roman Empire, and that has a lot to do with why Christianity is still prevalent till this day in the world, is because it got a huge push by being the Roman Empire religion.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't through the power of its, amazing ability to shed light on the genuine truths of the world. Like, wow, this book makes so much more sense than any other religious text that's ever existed.
Yeah, he even used the appeal to popularity. He said he wasn't doing it while he was doing it.
I ain't doing an appeal to popularity, but most people believe in God.
Yep.
It's like, okay, that is what an appeal to popularity is.
Just because you say you're not doing something before you actually do that thing doesn't negate it.
Right. Little known fact.
I don't think you can. Amazing atheist, be a man. Take on Gman in a debate. I don't care if it's on the Drunken Peasants or what.
Well, yeah, of course you wouldn't care because you'd actually be in front of more viewers than you could ever get on your own channel.
That's clearly not his intention, though. He's just a really nice guy that wants
you
to
Rudy
debate.
Poo piece of shit.
Rudy Poo candy ass.
Now Ben's gonna lay the smackdown, you would think.
Whether or not it's on Preaching to the Choir Ministries. You choose the...
I hate it when a motherfucker starts a YouTube channel and calls it a ministry. Like, who the fuck are you, man?
I should start calling my channel an atheist
You're
ministry.
standing in front of some dirty door somewhere. This is a ministry? Seriously?
The Ministry of Dirt.
Yeah. Where's your congregation?
Dirty Dough Ministries.
Yeah, at least the bitch that, wouldn't, wrote the snarky comment on the tip, she might actually have, like, a real ministry or something where
Like
people...
with an actual congregation.
Yeah.
I don't see his congregation.
No.
That's what's filming him. He probably has a huge audience. He's probably playing to an auditorium. We just don't see it.
He has, like, 900 subscribers.
Place I picked the
800
time,
of them are probably just
and
watching for the unintentional
we're gonna
comedy
see whether
value.
or not God...
And, yeah, the other 100 are, like, sock accounts.
I think they're all sock accounts. There's like 5 legitimate subscribers and like 895 sock accounts.
doesn't exist, whether or not he's a fairy tale or he's a figment of my imagination. And be prepared to be owned. This has been another edition of Preaching to the Choir Ministries, calling out the atheist community yet again.
I love how
Hopefully
his
this one
ministry is called Preaching to the Choir Ministries.
Okay.
I don't think he understands what that statement means.
I really wonder, it'd be so funny to fuck with this guy and just be like, halfway through the argument with him, be like, you know what, G-Man, you're right.
I did that last time, actually.
Yeah.
What did he do?
I don't think they bought it for a second.
No.
But, I was like, you know what, you're right, guys.
And be scared, telling you guys to read your Bible and do what it says. Come get some, TJ. Come get some.
Read your Bible and do what it says.
Wank by faith.
I do that all the time.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Okay, well, we can't wear dyed clothing, and he was doing that, so he needs to read his Bible a little bit better.
Yeah, it looks like he was mixing his fabrics, too.
Yeah.
That's prohibited by Leviticus.
Yeah, I can't stand that. Can't stand the mixing of the fabrics.
It's so
Seriously.
wrong. What's wrong with this guy?
So fucking wrong. That's the show for tonight, guys. Yeah. We'll be back next week. We haven't exactly decided on the days yet, so keep checking back on the channel.
Yeah, we'll get it all figured out, and we'll post a room, usually at least a day or two in advance.
And it's usually around the weekend.
Smoke pan every day.
Yeah, so thanks for listening, and we'll be on next week.
If any musician could actually make us a legit-sounding smoke pan every day, that'd be pretty cool for an outro.
Yeah.
We would give you 20 gold shekels.
Awesome.
I'll give you some shillings.
Bye, guys.
Yeah, bye.
Sayonara.
Listening to music, my life, how it makes the difference.